Yeah. Welcome to the place where the truth comes first. Breaking down the headlines, separating facts from the worst. No fear, no bias, no agenda to hide. Just real conversations from the other side. Hollywood lights, street stories, what's really going on? We ask the tough questions long after the hype is gone. Different perspectives, every voice is a shot. Because real discussion is something this world forgot. If you've got an opinion, don't keep it inside. Pull up to the conversation, let your voice collide. And more based on talk, real opinions, let's talk about it. Where your opinion matters, everybody's invited. No scripts, no filters, just keeping it real. If you're looking for the truth, this is how it feels. Yeah, let's talk about it. Yeah, let's talk about it. From YouTube drama to the biggest headlines, we're connecting the dots, one story at a time. Respect the debate, even when we disagree, cause honest conversation is what keeps us free. The comments are open, the panel's alive. Everybody's got a chance to jump in and vibe. So subscribe, join in, and don't just watch it pass, because the next great conversation starts with the chat. About it. Where your opinion matters, everybody's invited. Like, subscribe, share the conversation too. The next big discussion might just start with you. Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Where your opinion matters, everybody's invited. No scripts, no filters, just keeping it real. If you're looking for the truth, this is how it feels. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Yeah. Welcome to the place where the truth comes first. Breaking down the headlines, separating facts from the worst. No fear, no bias, no agenda to hide. Just real conversations from the other side. Hollywood lights, street stories, what's really going on? We ask the tough questions long after the hype is gone. Different perspectives, every voice is a shot. Because real discussion is something this world forgot. If you've got an opinion, don't keep it inside. Pull up to the conversation, let your voice collide. And more based on talk, real opinions, let's talk about it. Where your opinion matters, everybody's invited. No scripts, no filters, just keeping it real. If you're looking for the truth, this is how it feels. Yeah, let's talk about it. Yeah, let's talk about it. From YouTube drama to the biggest headlines, we're connecting the dots, one story at a time. Respect the debate, even when we disagree, cause honest conversation is what keeps us free. The comments are open, the panel's alive. Everybody's got a chance to jump in and vibe. So subscribe, join in, and don't just watch it pass, because the next great conversation starts with the chat. Let's talk about it. Where your opinion matters, everybody's invited. Like, subscribe, share the conversation too.
What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? What is going on? This is Alan Thompson with More Based Off. What is going on, everybody? We got a lot to talk about tonight. Let me see first. Let me acknowledge some people in my chat here, see who I got so far in here. I saw you guys were already making some comments, so I want to give a shout out to a few people first before we get started. But we definitely have a lot to talk about on tonight. That is for sure, for sure. I saw a few people. Let's see that I definitely want to shout out. I saw Dominique. What's up, Dominique? How are you? What's up? I always appreciate you coming in and you coming in my chat is always welcome. You know, I always have something interesting to say about the things that you say, and we share a lot of the same perspectives on some things. So you're always welcome here. Let's see. Let me scroll up and see some other folks here. I saw Pure Integrity. How are you? Welcome. Thank you for always supporting me and chiming in. I appreciate it. Cassie, what's going on, Cassie? It's always good to see you. My girl Cassie is here. Let's see who else is here. Who else is here? I see Tweety. I see you. You're a familiar name for sure. You're always in the chat. I appreciate you being here. Kathy, what's up, Kathy? Appreciate you being here. I saw who else did I see? I saw another name that was familiar up here too. Let's see, Wi-Fi Fireflies. I know you from I think Troy's World. Hey, what's up? I'm glad that you came over tonight. Welcome. Thanks for joining in. And let's see who else we got here. Who else? Who else? Who else? Vicky, thank you for chiming in. Your pleasure. Queen Sky and Just Living Life. What's up? Thanks for coming back and joining me tonight. All right, y'all. Let's get started, and I'll get back to the comments in a minute. And but first, we got to start tonight with the latest video. So I had a chance. I wasn't going to watch it before I started my live, but I saw Marcus drop the video with Polo, and it said Polo goes off on Marcus. So I was like, what? I'm like, but you know, a lot of times it's like it'll say something, and you're like, okay, it's probably not even that deep. But something told me, go ahead and watch it real quick before you go live. And I'm so glad I did because it's so funny. I just dropped a video. Was that today I dropped that video about Polo, or I think it was yesterday? And I said, Polo, what if Marcus is priming Polo to take over Atlanta Street Interviews, you know, if Marcus goes away for some time? And so, Cassie, I see what you just said. I think that's a great idea, actually. So, yeah, I'll circle back around to that. And so I said, what if Marcus is preparing Polo to not per se take over Atlanta Street Interviews, but to be the host? So, in other words, if Marcus goes away for a while, maybe he's thinking, well, maybe Polo could do the interviews. I can get somebody else to film, and I can get somebody else to run the channel. I kind of put a team together of people because you know it's like Polo is a popular person on the channel. You know, everybody kind of likes Polo, and so, anyways, I did a video about that, and I was like, you know, it might be far fetched, but based on the video that they did when he was interviewing this ex girlfriend of Polo, Polo was asking questions like he was interviewing. You know, he was asking the girl, the ex girlfriend. At one point, Marcus was almost like he was at a loss for words, and Polo said, "Well, if you could say something to your 17-year-old self, what would you say?" And Marcus was like, "Oh, Polo, that was a really great question." He's like, "Good job, Polo." And so I was like, "Is Marcus trying to like train him, like in case something happens, like that Polo could fill in for him?" So I did a video about that. So fast forward to the video today when Polo goes off on Marcus. Polo says to Marcus, "When you go down, I'm taking over." I was like, whoa. I mean, he said a lot more than that, but that was one statement that stood out to me that Polo said. He said, "When you go down, I'm taking over." And the first thing I thought was, well, and Polo was clearly drunk in the video, but the first thought I had was, well, a drunk mind speaks a sober, what is the saying? A drunk mind speaks a sober heart. I said, ooh, I'm saying, well, that's kind of deep for him to say, when you go down, I'm taking over. And I mean, Polo was going in on Marcus. He was telling Marcus, you're always trying to do this and that. You're always trying to cock block. Um, I mean, he was really speaking his mind to Marcus. And I was just kind of like, okay, what's really going on? And Marcus, as usual, was just laughing it off like it was, like, oh, Polo, what's going on? You must be drunk. You must be drunk. But I'm thinking to myself, it's like, yeah, he might be drunk, but he's telling you how he really feels. And then there was another video with Nick, the barber, and Nick told Marcus something that Polo told Nick. Not Nick. I'm thinking that's the dude. What's the dude? The barbershop, the barber name. Anyways, I'm thinking Nick is the dude that Feisty is with, right? Or is his name Nick too? You know the barber. The barber. We'll just call him the barber. And then he told Marcus that Polo told him that Marcus was basically trying to be with um, the last girl that Polo did the spicy scene with, whatever the latest spicy scene was. And then the barber was trying to say, Marcus, why are you always trying to take other, guys, girls and stuff like that? So, but anyway, so it was just interesting that in this video, like Polo was really going on. And that's his name. Thank you. Yes. And so yeah, it was crazy. But yeah, if y'all haven't had a chance to check that video out yet, I still have to go back and finish the whole video, but it was crazy because Polo was going in on Marcus. And it goes back to what I've been saying. I'm like, Marcus thinks these people are his friends. It's like he thinks Polo is his friend. He thinks even Anna think is his friend. And I'm like, uh, you don't have any friends. If you think that these are your friends, you don't have any friends. So it's just kind of crazy to watch because it's like you can kind of like tell what these people are saying behind his back. And these are all these people that have been around him for all of these years, but they not rolling with Marcus like that. Like it's like they are not rolling with Marcus like that. So that was, I had to bring that up first because I just watched that video and I was just like, wow, like Polo was definitely giving Marcus a piece of his mind. And so let's backtrack to some other things that have been going on this week. So let's first start with Yaya and the mother. So the mother called in, of course, to Troy's World, and the mother said Yaya was back in Atlanta. They went straight to the police department. The police department told her that they had been waiting on her. And yeah, so we got that information earlier this week. And then Yaya's mother did a plead for everybody if they could provide her with certain videos. There was like 3 different videos she needed. And so anyways, everybody showed up and showed out. I did a video about it, putting it out there of what was needed as well, just after I watched that live. And yeah, people got to what she needed to her, and she said she got everything she needed. And I thought that was a great thing because, of course, I'm sure they could get the videos on their own or get whatever they needed. But again, for her to be proactive and to give them whatever it is, I thought that was great. And I thought that was just great how everybody is coming together to support the mother and, to bring justice to this situation. So I thought that was great. And the fact that she confirmed that she did get everything she needed, which I knew. I knew the minute she said that it would be no big deal for people to, I knew she would get that in a matter of minutes, from people. So I thought that was great. And then what else happened this week? We had Quita. He interviewed Quita again. And that was so crazy. So I spoke on that video and I talked about how, why is Marcus confused about why she went to jail concerning the solicitation for prostitution. So he was trying to act so confused in the video, like he didn't understand. Well, why did they get you on that? I mean, everybody does. It was like he wasn't understanding like why she got arrested for it. And the first thing I thought was, first of all, okay, is he this stupid? And then I'm thinking like, or is he just trying to act like he's stupid about it because he knows he's the one that put her on, it's called MP, the escort website, so that she wouldn't literally be standing on the street to do plays. I'm like, basically you're the reason why she went to jail. Like, why are you trying to act stupid? Like you're confused about it. But again, I'm like, is he playing that role because he knows he's the one that essentially got her caught up in that way? Or is he really that stupid where he doesn't realize, like, yeah, like, I mean, prostitution is still illegal. Like, yeah, they have those websites or whatever. And then on top of that, I mean, you put it on YouTube because he was saying, well, I mean, that's no, like, what about the other people on that site? And I'm like, yeah, but the other people on that site are not on YouTube talking about doing it. I'm just like, how stupid can he actually be? So I was just like, but I was just thinking, like, he essentially is the reason why Quita went to jail. And people have been saying that in the past about different things with him, and Quita, and how he was kind of the um, the influence behind a lot of her stuff. And I wouldn't always see it in the other cases, but in this case, I'm like, you are the one that put her on that site. So let's just think about it here. So yeah, so I was just like, wow, this is just crazy. But and then even he asked what county that got her, and it was Rockdale County. And that's the same county that the young lady Yaya, that Bolo was out about her. So that was, very ironic as well. So yeah, so it's almost like Marcus is getting all the signs. It's like, you're next. Like, why you acting confused? Like, you better start checking yourself. And then I talked about, of course, in another video, the Polo taking is Marcus priming Polo to possibly, be the next host of Atlanta Street Interviews. So I touched on that in the beginning of the latest video. So I did a video about that um, this week. And like I said, I just found it interesting that then today, here Polo was going off on Marcus and saying, when you go down, I'm taking over your channel. I was just like, wow. So all that to say, that video I did about that, I was not far fetched. Most of y'all agreed with me, but it was a couple of people like, oh no, he would never let Polo do that, or Polo wouldn't be able to do that. But it's interesting that Polo said that today. So my thought process was not too far off with that. So yeah. So then there's another video with Marcus and Ant. And they're gossiping like two old church ladies in his Jeep, and they just talking about everybody. They talk about Feisty and Nick, and they were talking about first thing that Ant brought up to him was that Don, one of his barbers, is locked up, went to jail, and so Don, if you guys remember, I think he was the dark skinned one that was and he raps as well, and he actually was pretty good. It's pretty good. And so Marcus was like, well, what did he get locked up for? He was asking all these questions. Was like, did they come to the shop to get him? But you could just hear in Marcus's voice again. It's like, damn, it's like all these people getting locked up. In Marcus's mind, you can already tell he's like, okay, well, it's almost like he knows he's next. It's like the signs are all around him. In other words, it was so many things in the video that were so funny to me because Marcus is sitting in the Jeep. First of all, he's parked. He had his seatbelt on the whole time of the interview, and they're parked, in front of the shop, where they're normally at. And Marcus don't ever wear his seatbelt. Even when he's driving, he don't wear a seatbelt. So in most cases, and so here they are parked in front of the shop, and Marcus has his seatbelt on the whole time. I'm like, yeah, Marcus is shook. Like, he knows at any moment, like, he's like, okay, let me just have my seatbelt on, even when I'm parked. Like, I'm not playing no games, And Dark Knight, I see your comment exactly. That's what I thought too. I was like, Polo probably got his idea from watching me. That's what I said. I said Polo must have watched me because I'm like, where the heck did he get that from? When he said, if you go down, I'm taking over. I'm like, oh Lord, yeah, you might be right because Polo has brought me up already recently. So yeah, and then in the same video, they're smoking weed in the Jeep, and then yeah, and then the police, were in the background. At some point, like there were sirens or whatever in the background, and Marcus was like, "Oh, is that the police?" Like, so he was just Marcus is very paranoid. All that to say, because there's another video I think I brought up to you guys in my last live with I think her name is Ariel or something. The one young lady that he has interviewed over the years. That's she's like on crack, and I think she's originally from like Syracuse, New York. And in that video, a police car went by and the sirens were going off, and he was like, "Oh Jesus!" He was like, I thought they were going to pull me over." He was like, "I'm glad that wasn't for me." I'm like, man, this man. I'm like, look, he need to be doing all his interviews indoors. Like, just tell people to come to your apartment or something, because clearly, I mean, he knows that it's only a matter of time. So it's like, just stay off the streets as much as you can, because yeah. So then I ended up watching the Kelsey video, which I wasn't gonna watch that because Kelsey is typically, it's like, whatever, chick, you're not saying nothing. But I was like, okay, let me watch Love for Earl. What's up? How you doing? You said Marcus got the bubble guts. Exactly. I mean, but just think about it. Who wouldn't? I mean, you face the type of allegations he's facing. I mean, and I'm sure he knows information that we don't know that he knows at this point. And heck yeah, he knows it's only a matter of time. So yeah, so then the Kelsey video, like I say, I wasn't gonna watch it, but then I ended up watching it, and I'm actually glad I did, because again, Marcus talks so much. It's like information he gives, and I'm like, oh wow, okay. So so in that video with Kelsey, he said, now this is really good information, and I mean it's confirms what I was saying. So in this video, he said, because Kelsey said that she pretty much was upset with him. And she said she was upset because I guess whatever with this quote unquote personal assistant job that she was, I guess, because she went to jail, and then it was like, I guess he was telling her something about she could work remote or something. And what would she be doing remote for him? But anyways, he was basically saying that, but it was basically kind of like, basically he was trying not to, I guess, use her in the same capacity he was using her anymore. So anyways, he broke it down for her. He said, well, the reason is because I was off of my high of how much I was making for my videos. Because remember, he kept saying this summer was the biggest summer for him. Like, he was making the most, basically. But he said by that time he was down. Was what he said. He was down $7,000 to $8,000 of what he normally would make in a month from YouTube. So think about that. Down $7,000 to $8,000. So then he said that happened. That was when that whole crew, Feisty, when he, basically fired Feisty and all of that. So that's why when he brought in this new crew, the underage crew, we'll call them, he was so excited because he thought that was going to be where he's going to keep making the same amount of money he was making before. So he said, but then that fell through. This is what he was saying in the video. And so he said, so when that fell through, I really was in a bad position because I was down already $7,000 to $8,000 a month that I wasn't getting anymore. When the whole Feisty thing happened, and that fell apart. And then I got this new crew, and I thought that they were going to be able to be basically the replacements, which is what I was saying. And he said that then when that fell through, that really put me in a bad position. And he said, and then of course, everything now that's happening as a result of that. And so I was like, exactly. And so that's why I said he does not have a lawyer, because he can't afford a lawyer right now. And that's why now he took that week off, but he's back trying to put out whatever he can. And the videos, of course, are a lot longer because he's trying to make that money up. But we know he's not going to go back to this high he had prior, because this is the fact of the matter. A lot of people are not watching him anymore. That's the fact. There's a lot of people still watching him. We're not going to deny that. I mean, hello, I watch him because I have to, because I got to tell y'all about what's going on. But there's a lot of people that are not watching him anymore. So his videos are, I mean, he's still probably going to make a decent amount, but it's not going to be like he was saying from that high he had. I mean, let's be real. As much as we're annoyed by Feisty, that was a high for him with that Feisty era and the Feisty and the Mink crew and all of that. That was a high era for him. And according to him, the highest he's ever earned. But it was short-lived. And that's why when you have times like that, when all of a sudden you're coming into that, what you feel like is your milk and honey, you got to move cautiously. You got to see, okay, how long is this going to last? Though, I mean, clearly we see it only lasted a few months. So, when he was all riding high, then it's like, then all of a sudden he got a personal assistant. He hired Kelsey as the personal assistant. The problem is when you're making more, what happens? You're spending more. And now it's all fell through. He's in a bad position now. And I mean, especially when you talk about now he has to get a lawyer and pay lawyer fees. He has a family. And that's what I was saying. I'm like, he don't have no lawyer yet. If anything, he's waiting until he knows he will have no other choice, or he might just have to get whoever to court. When they ask you when you go to court, do you have a representation? He's gonna have to get the court appointed lawyer, which I mean, you definitely don't want that because your ass going to jail once you say you don't, that you don't have a lawyer, and you'll go with a court appointed lawyer, So, but yeah, so I found that very interesting in that Kelsey video, that he said that. And again, it's like he talks too much though, because it's like that's nobody's. I mean, that's something. I mean, why are you telling the world that? And first of all, don't nobody care. But I mean, I just feel like that's a stupid thing to reveal to the world. But he always talks about how much he's making. So, yeah. So that is what I said about that lawyer thing. I said, nope, he doesn't have a lawyer yet. Like I said, he may have gotten a consultation, but he hasn't retained a lawyer yet. And again, he's still doing the spicy content, still talking about the spicy content. He even proposed something to Kelsey about the spicy content. It's like, man, you can't have no lawyer. You definitely don't have a lawyer. So yeah, y'all, it's been a lot still going on, despite these allegations. Marcus seems to still be moving the same, kind of the same way. He's been a little more cautious, but still not cautious enough. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just thinking, at this point, I guess he just figures, well, I might as well just ride it out until this point until you know the police come knocking at the door, I guess. So yeah, y'all. But that's what's been going on this week. And what are y'all talking about in the chat? Let's see. What are y'all talking about? What are y'all talking about? Let me see. Let me see. Let me see, y'all. Let me see. I'm trying to scroll up and let me go over here, y'all, because on this little app that I'm using, let's see. For some reason, I wasn't able to scroll. Let me see if I do it this way, if I can see something here. Okay, here we go. Okay, yes, this is perfect. Now let me see. And then I remember I need to do live chat so I can see all of y'all comments I don't miss. So if I miss any of y'all, just know it's not intentional. It's these comments just really are flowing in. Cassie, okay, so I'm scrolling up kinda because I want to see if there's anybody that was saying anything that I would need to touch on. Cassie, I see you said something here. Let me see what you always have something good to say. Let's see. Saw something from you, Cassie, but let's see. Okay, pure integrity. You always have great stuff to say too. You said Marcus is delusional and weird. If he believes that any of these people that he uses in multiples are his friends, everybody that is an interviewer and interviewees are all involved for a buck. Exactly. None of them are his friends at all. And he's definitely delusional. Definitely. But it's just crazy to see because I was saying that it would actually make sense if he has any real friends. And I think somebody had already told me, like, well, he doesn't, have any real friends, or if he does, they don't want to be on camera. But I was saying, at this point, it might be smart for him to start revealing, like, okay, giving an inside look of kind of what he's going through with this situation. Like, yeah, put some of your real friends on camera and kind of talk about that. You know what I'm saying? Like almost like kind of like documentary style. I mean, at this point, I mean, because we know what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? So it would almost be smart for him to do that. Like I think Diddy even did that. Diddy was doing a lot of footage while he was, facing what he's going through. He was recording footage of like, going to his lawyer and different things, dealing with that situation with, Cassie and all of that got him locked up. So it's like Marcus, like, I mean, it's kind of like he could do the same thing and it would at least probably get him views and get him a chance to make some money before, the time that he goes to court for this or whatnot. But But again, he probably doesn't even have any real friends that's really gonna tell him the truth. At least it doesn't seem that way. In the bus, you said you had to take a break from ASI, mentally exhausted. You came back and he's in hot water. It's about time. Yeah, yeah. I think we all go through those phases where we feel like we have to take a break from that, right? It's a lot. Hey, Vicky Boom, what's up? How are you? Welcome. Thanks for joining in. Thank you for subscribing. Yep, he told what he was doing to the world. What did he expect? Exactly. Exactly. Yep, I agree with that 100%. Be positively. What's going on? Let's see what you said. Marcus does not have a lawyer either. The lawyer would have advised him to stay off the internet. Yep, exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. It's like he clearly doesn't have a lawyer because he wouldn't be moving in the way that he's moving right now. Like, because it's reckless. It's just like what? Southern Charisma, my girl, what's going on? You said you want to know what happened to his little bodybuilding friend group, or did he just walk up on some random dudes at the gym? Right. Well, again, those aren't friends. Yeah, you're talking about like his. I know he has a personal trainer, and then like, even like his barber. But these are people that are more like business friends. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, you're my trainer, you're my barber. He calls them his friends, but those aren't friends. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. What else are you guys saying? Hey, Rach, what's going on? Welcome. Thank you for joining me. You're one of my regulars. Appreciate you being here. In Gomo, what's up? How are you? Welcome. Thank you for subscribing. Let's see, you guys. Rach, you say I have a good family friend in LA that's a trial lawyer. He specializes in jury selection, especially specialty area known as voir dire. He said so many aspects of good attorney would be a 25K retainer. Yeah, because Marcus said 5K, which I found to be low for the type of allegations he's facing. And but even 5K for Marcus, I know is a stretch. I mean, that's probably a lot for him in the with the amount of expenses he has, and then just what he said, him being down 7 to 8K a month from the YouTube, and that's why I said I'm like he can't afford a lawyer. I mean, because anything with lawyers is not affordable. I mean, I've had to get a lawyer before, so I know I'm like it's not it's not cheap. So yeah. Cassie, you said you saw on the 4th of July he had no real friends. He named the people that were too busy to hang with him. I think one baby mama hung up with him. Oh, hung out with him for the day. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think we all can pretty much see that at this point, right? And Dark Knight, you said, no, I'm not taking a break. I'm never watching again. There's no need. After Ola and Feisty admitted the content is scripted, I'm done forever. Dark Knight said that. Yep. I get it completely. Yeah, it's at this point when I watch it, it's it's almost like it's already done with for me, because now these interviews now are just kind of like they're not interesting, they're predictable. It's nothing. So yeah. Southern Charisma, you said I saw some pics years ago of some muscle heads. This is before I realized it was weird. Yeah, I don't really think he works out like what he already said in a recent video he had because he had started back up. It seems like he hasn't really been consistent in probably the past couple of years. Like he'll start up and go for a few months and then he falls off for like months at a time. So I remember in a recent video he said he had worked out in like a month or two. He had just started back up after not working out. So I think he's been so caught up, with of course I guess content and stuff. And then of course now I'm sure he's not thinking about that. So yeah. Yes, the victims matter more, Rage. I agree, definitely. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I said. A lot of people have unsubscribed. People talk about how it's still so many people watching, but I feel like just as many people that are watching him, still just as many people have unsubscribed for sure. Because I mean, he have like he has a lot of subscribe. I don't want to misquote it, but I think it's like 200 something thousand subscribers, right? So you think about that. Of course, it's always going to look like a lot of people are watching you when you have that many subscribers. But then you got to think about how many people have unsubscribed and are not watching anymore. You know. So, and then when you even look at that amount of subscribers, a lot of those people are not active, or haven't even watched me. So you really look at the likes and the views, which I have done that. And from what I look at, it's definitely lower than what it used to be. Definitely. I mean, because think about it, most of these videos are not interesting like that he's been dropping since he's been back. So yeah. So yep. Let's see here, guys. Let's see what else you guys are saying. The trainer, just living life. You said the trainer doesn't want his business attached to ASI, right? Yep, I agree with that. Well, I wouldn't either. I mean, when you talk about allegations like that, and then especially when you pretty much know it's true, it would be different if it would be like, well, I don't, I never seen anything like that. Or, I mean, it's definitely out there where people know. So if whoever's associated with him at this point, hey, it is what it is, right? So yeah, wow. Let's see, guys. What else are you guys saying? Let's see. Okay, Dark Knight. You said it's mainly bots and trolls who watches ASI. From what I understand, you can also buy likes and views from YouTube. Yeah, yeah, that's definitely true. Yeah, you definitely can buy likes and well, I know you can buy subscribers for sure. So that's why whenever you see that, it really doesn't mean much if somebody has a lot of subscribers. So yeah, Cassie, you said you unsubscribed and can't front. You used to watch only to leave snarky comments. Now after this, kid, no way. I should have been done after the Kaya girl. If I'm being, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I agree with that 100%. Yep, it's just gone too far at this point. You know what I'm saying? It really has. And I think we all are just like, okay, if anybody is still watching, it's really just to see, you know, what's going to happen and how fast it's going to happen, or how long it's going to take at this point. In the bus, you said you think his barber's rather questionable as well. Haven't seen him in a while. Yeah, he just dropped the video. Oh, you mean that barber? Yeah, his actual barber. Exactly. Yeah, because he used to go live a lot when he would go get his haircut. So yeah. Mm, yeah. Wow, guys. Yeah, it's crazy. So, and then I saw where a guy called in to Troy's World tonight and said by the end of September is what he was saying, because they're just making sure they gather whatever evidence and all of the everything that they need to gather. So I don't think it's even going to be that long, to be honest. Yep. So what else, guys? What else do you guys want to talk about tonight? That's on your mind. Anybody want to talk about anything in particular that you have on your mind? About it could be about Atlanta Street interviews or just of course that's what we're talking about. So any topics you guys want to bring up about that I might have missed. I tried to give a rundown of all of the videos I did this week, and I think I was pretty much up to date. I know he dropped another video with Tone and Ileana, and in that video that was about the whole DNA thing, which is just, I mean, I feel like that's been going on forever. It's just like, when are they going to get it out of the way already with that DNA test? I'm just like, so that was kind of like nothing. Yeah, right. Dark Knight by the end of September. That I thought that sounded like a reasonable timestamp as well. But I'm thinking it might be even a little sooner than that, considering they've been saying they've been investigating him and what we've kind of been hearing. But I think that's definitely logical by the end of September. Yep. Hey, what is up? Let's see. I don't want to butcher your name. Rian. Rian. Rian Rose. I hope I pronounced that right. Or Rihanon Rose. Thank you for subscribing and welcome. You said if he wants a real criminal attorney in Atlanta that specializes in entertainment law, he can't afford. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's not cheap. That is for sure. So we pretty much already know. I peeped that in the beginning when he talked about that five. He had to retain a lawyer for 5K, and then but then the way he's moved since that time, I'm like, you don't have a lawyer. Like clearly you don't have a lawyer because the type of things he's been saying and doing don't add up. Rach, you said you looked at the Fulton County grand jury schedule, his house at Fulton County DA and not published publicly. The federal grand jury is sealed. Okay. Wow. Yep. Be positively. He's cheap. Exactly. Yep. Yeah. Wow. But yeah, y'all, it's a matter of time, I guess. We just got to keep watching and see what is what. But when I watch the videos now, Marcus definitely has a somber, you know, disposition to me when I hear him in his videos. Now, he's still doing that laugh and stuff like that, but it's like it's definitely a different Marcus for sure. Pure integrity, good that Kellen's mother is um, on Marcus, and I hope it gives other parents, boys and girls, to come forth as well. Yeah, yeah, I think that that's. I'm so glad that finally Marcus messed with the right one, where that has people in her life that care about her, has a mother that cares, a mother that's on top of it and that is on it. But I knew it was only gonna be a matter of time where finally he crossed somebody that had family that actually care for them. You know what I mean? And that are speaking out. So yeah, I'm very glad um, that that was the case in this case. So yeah, and that, like I say, everybody rallied behind her. People got to the videos that she needed to her, over to her, and so yep. Cassie, you said, what about how he was still trying to be low key, catty towards Tone? How does he have the energy go to be pointing out others down? Exactly. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to watch that video in its entirety yet because that one like literally just dropped. I think just about maybe a half an hour before I went live, but I did watch a little bit of it. And but that's what he's still doing that with everybody. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, he's still throwing them little low key, jabs at people. I'm just like, look, he's still, but overall, he's still being a little more humble, but it's still like, yeah, he's definitely still doing that. He wanted high sign and tell people basically shut the hell up. Well, here you go, buddy. Yeah, yep, I agree, Rach. Makes you sad that he doesn't for those that don't have family or people who care. Exactly, I know. But I mean, I think we're realizing, like, from ASI especially, like how many people don't have family that, I mean, seemingly care like that. You know what I'm saying? And don't um speak out for their I mean, like maybe in a lot of cases the families don't know, but I mean, we've seen in some cases where the family will come forward, but really it's just kind of like, their approach to it is just, different or questionable. You know what I'm saying? Hey, what's up, Mario Money? What's up? What's going on? Thank you for joining us and subscribing. You said he thinks he has a fighting chance. I don't know. I did find it interesting. He said that was in the video with Ant. And this is the first time I heard him say something halfway where it sounded like he was taking accountability. He said, well, because Ant said that he didn't understand why people are coming at Marcus like that, which I'm just like, okay, whatever. And Mark said, well, it is what it is. God has the final say. And he said, thing about it is, whatever happens is happening. I'm just going to have to, deal with whatever the consequences are. And I was just like, really? I was just like, okay. So I mean, he knows. He knows. I think he kind of knows that what's coming for sure. I think, of course, he's probably thinking like, well, maybe it's some way I can get out of this. But I'm sure if he did talk to a lawyer, which he probably did at least have a consultation, I'm sure the lawyer was probably honest with him and letting him know that the outlook was grim because of the charges. It's dealing with underage. With underage, you're gonna pay some type of price or penalty for it, and we already heard what the minimum is for that when it comes to what he's done, and so he definitely gonna do some time behind it. 'Cause I think it was like I've been saying 15 years. I would have to go back and look exactly, but I remember when Troy read it on his live that night. I want to say it said 5 years minimum, but it was different charges, and one of them I know was 15 years minimum. So, and of course, Marcus could be possibly facing multiple charges. So, like I said, I don't know particularly which ones for sure, but from what it sounded like, whatever the minimum would be, at least 5 years, depending on exactly what the charges end up being and all of that. So, so yeah. Pure integrity. You said I am sure that there's other underage minors that Marcus has taken advantage of. Oh yeah. Well, it's been that rumor's been out there. Um, yeah, the rumor's been out there about that, but it just never was confirmed like it's been confirmed now. Cassie, you said you watched it on PIFYO a few nights ago. Oh, really? Okay. Wow. He was talking about he was going to retain Ben Crump. Okay, Diamond. What's up, Diamond? Welcome. Really, Ben Crump? I don't think that's the right type of lawyer, but okay. Ah, wow. Invite CJ over, Mario. No thanks. Look, I want to keep all of my belongings. It's so funny. So I follow CJ on Instagram, and he actually sent me a I don't think he knows about my channel. So, because I was following him before I had this channel, and you know how people do on IG, where they send those mass DMs, like because they want you to like their post or share it. So yeah, he sent something to me today. I didn't even look at it, but it looked like he was like getting on a train, I guess here in LA. But I was like, whatever, not interested. Ray, she said you saw the replay of Kelsey not on ASI. Her facial expression said a lot. She would not say anything because he never claimed her, but she felt away. Oh, wow. Cassie, you said those two young girls he brought back to his home, I can almost bet he did something inappropriate. They looked maybe 15 to 17. Wow. Two lighter complexion girls. He was openly flirting. Wow. That's crazy. I don't remember that, but that's not surprising. I mean, definitely not surprising at this point. What's up, Becoming Danae? What's up? Welcome and thanks for subscribing. You said no, minimum was 15 to 20 years for the first offense. Okay, thank you for correcting me on that. I couldn't remember. Um, but yeah, I had been saying that 15 number. So yeah, wow, that's crazy. Exactly, be positively. Crump is a civil rights lawyer. Yeah. So that's definitely not gonna help. And that's just like when y'all talking about the lead attorney. And the lead attorney is a family and divorce lawyer. It's like, what? um, Rach, you said solicitation of a minor, the act, production of CSAM, and distribution and publishing carry different guidelines for sentencing guidelines from what I okay. Right. So I know you know, I think, it's going to be probably multiple charges, definitely with Marcus. So for sure. So it's just going to be interesting to see what the final, I guess, verdict will be, right? I guess we will soon know something. Mucus needs a criminal defense attorney, and some of those won't touch. Yeah, okay, that makes sense that they wouldn't want to even touch. I mean, because they know they're gonna lose. You know what I'm saying? So I could definitely see them not wanting to touch a case like that. So that definitely makes sense that they wouldn't want to touch it. Wow. Mm-mm-mm. It's just a mess. Yeah, because it's almost like, why would you want to represent someone where it's like, look, this is underage. You don't even have. It's not. What defense are we gonna have? Especially with the type of evidence that is, you know, out there. Yeah. Wow. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah. Wow. Very interesting, y'all. I guess we will, like I say, see what's gonna happen. But it's just always interesting, like these videos he's putting out. I'm like, his demeanor, like I say, is completely different. So, yep. Cassie, what were you saying? You said, Alan, it was the girls that the shorter one had two different color contacts, and he was so intrigued, acting like he thought they were real eyes. He has been gross. Oh wow. Yeah, I don't know if I ever saw that. I've seen him where he's interviewed at least a couple of girls that were not 18, and it was weird. I know the most recent one I saw, she said something about, I forget what it's called when you're 17 and basically you can basically speak for yourself, or like, she was basically saying she was already living on her own, which I didn't buy because he said something about she had the paperwork. I'm like, okay, so she's homeless and she's walking around with this paperwork saying, it was just crazy. Mario, you said you pay big money to get his text messages between him and Cash. What do you think those text messages would be like? That's been a rumor as well about him and Cash. Becoming Danae, you say the fact that it's on video, the lawyer knows they can't win, so they won't even win. Exactly. Yeah, it's all on video. And especially now with everybody that has sent in, it's like, yeah, no. I mean, and they, like I said, they could get that anyways easily. Diamond, you say you just found out yesterday Marcus used to work at the mall as the Easter Bunny and Santa. No, he didn't. Are you serious? Oh God! Somehow I believe it. Oh my God, that is hilarious if it's true. Oh gosh. Hey, Adatelli, what's going on? Welcome. It's always good to see you. I love when I see you in my comments. Thank you so much for tuning in. Pure integrity. You said Marcus better accept what's offered to criminals that don't have money, which is the public defender. Okay, right. Becoming Danae, you say you probably text Cass something like "Good morning, beautiful." Exactly. I would put it past them. Definitely not, because the one thing we know is that he is definitely not a truthful person. So as much as he denied that, I'm like, he probably did have something going on with Cash. I wouldn't be surprised. Mario, you said that lawyer is just going to take his money and milk the situation. Yeah. Well, like I say, he probably doesn't have the money. So, because I don't see him having a lawyer just yet. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Glass Puppy? What's going on? Welcome. Thanks for joining in. Let me know if it's something you want to talk about, want to discuss. Yeah, but that Polo video, the latest one, Polo was. See, that's not the first time I've seen Polo like that. He gets in that mode sometimes with Marcus, where you can tell how he really feels about Marcus. So I was just like, wow. I'm like, okay. Mm-mm-mm. Not as Santa. Glass puppy, exactly. Oh, thanks, Adatelli. I appreciate it. Becoming Danae, you said it's going to be a tell all once he's locked up and the victims are going to tell it. Yeah. Uh huh. I believe it. Cassie, the way he was all up in Cash Tell during the recording let me know all in it. Okay. See, I didn't bring that up. So, yeah, you saw that too, right? See, a lot of people don't know because they didn't see that actual video. So I think I told you on a previous live. I have, somebody that, how you got people that share passwords, and they were like, "Look, I know you don't want to see this, but you need to see this." And so they share it, and I looked, and I was like, "Really?" But see, that goes into when you started to realize Marcus is not when he does this spicy content. It's not about the people doing it. It's what his fantasies are. It's like he's living vicariously through these people. And he definitely inserts himself into those scenes. At some point he's going to touch somebody during those scenes. You know, so I don't talk about it a lot on here because I mean for obvious reasons. But you know, so what you just said, Cassie, exactly. I saw that as well, and I was like, "Excuse me." I was just like, I was like, "What?" Like, no wonder people think you attracted to cash. It was just like, wow, 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 wow. Diamond, you said he used to work 2005 to 2009 at the mall on Easter. And wow, I believe it. It's so funny. I think I told y'all Marcus used to work for a company I worked with. And the only reason I found out is because he was yapping his mouth on one of his lives one time. And he mentioned the place. And I was like, what? He used to work there? And I was like, I worked there. And then he said the years he worked there as well. And I was like, that's the same time I worked there. But I caught him in a lie because he said how much he was making. And I was like, no. And the position I had was a higher position to him, and I was not making six figures. He claims he was making six figures. I'm like, this Negro be lying. I'm like, he was not making six figures working there. I'm just like, he just lies so much. I was just like, wow. So yeah, has an AI lawyer be positively Marcus? That no, exactly. He definitely that's all he dealing with right now for sure. We already know that. Hmm. Pure integrity. You say it. You've been holding back from what I've been wanting to say for a while now. In my honest opinion, I think that Marcus Apollo has crossed the line. This is why they appear. Okay, look, look. Okay, look. Tonight, what is this? This will be the uncensored night. I censor a lot of what I say. FYI, everybody, because I be knowing a lot more than what I feel like I'm privy to say on here. But I'll go. I'll be a little messy tonight. So, so wait. Let me take a sip of my wine. Okay, wait. Let me take a sip of my wine before I tell you what I think about that. So, um, oh, you know what? That's what I wanted to say before I say that. Cassie, you said something. You still in here? Yeah, you are still in here. Cassie, didn't you say something about the wine glasses being the little emojis that we need to use for the chat? Okay, I think that's an excellent idea. It's funny, I forgot to get back to your comment earlier about that. I think that's an excellent idea, Cassie. The wine glasses will be our little emojis for the chat. I'm definitely with that. So, pure integrity. To get back to you, I think they had well. So I saw one video. I don't know, it's maybe a couple of months ago, and I don't even remember what the video was about. They were in that Jeep, him and Polo, and it was kind of like Polo was tripping in that video too, kind of going off on him about something. I can't remember what it was. I think maybe when he was still with Feisty. And yes, yes, the wine glasses. Okay, that's it. We got it. We got it. Yeah, and the red wine because I'm drinking red wine tonight. I'm drinking. What am I drinking tonight, y'all? Let's see. Look, I don't even know. I'm talking about what am I drinking tonight? Oh, because I'm drinking a red blend tonight. So the last time I was drinking Pinot Noir, and then tonight I'm drinking a red blend. It's called Maomi Red Blend California wine. So that's what I'm drinking tonight. So yes, the little wine glasses. That's our official emoji. Perfect. We got it. So getting back to pure integrity's comment. So yeah, and so when they were in the Jeep at some point, they were kind of, having a little, back and forth, you know, and Polo like put his hand on Marcus's hand or like on the console in the in the middle, that little part in the middle of a car, and he put his hand on Marcus's hand and just like rested it there, and Marcus did not move his hand, and it was there for a while. And it was just like whatever they were talking back and forth about, it was like they were flirting with each other. And I was just like, what is going on? Look, I was like, it's getting weird. Like, who said that? I think Nene has said that before, right? Like, that's Nene's line. It's getting weird. Like she said that when that if any of y'all watch Housewives of Atlanta, when that remember when she was dating that Italian man from New York for a little while, and he was trying to come on her and she was uncomfortable. She was like, it's getting weird. But yeah. And so his hand was just there, and I was like, "What the hell? Why is his hand on top of Marcus's hand?" And then the fact that most men, if a man does that, they'd be like, "Bro, what you doing? Like, get your hand off my hand, man." But I tell you, that hand was just resting on top of Marcus's hand, and I mean, it was so funny because I took a screenshot of it at the time because I was like, and I'm not gonna tell y'all who I sent it to, but I took a screen because I'm like, "What the hell they got going on?" I'm like, I was just like, okay, I guess. So yeah, pure integrity. You're not far fetched with that comment at all. I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, they got something going on, but who knows? Um, Let me see. I had saw something somebody said. Oh, Cassie, so you said you signed up just for that scene, then ended my yeah. So yeah, like I said, I got somebody that be like, they'll be like, you need to. I'm like, I don't want to watch it, but then they'll be like, they gave me their password, so that's how I did see it, and I was just like, what in the hell is going on? I'm just like, really? I'm just like, yeah. If anybody actually sees that scene, you won't have any question in your mind that Marcus might be into that. You really would not. Rach, you said in your opinion, this is gateway for his deviant behavior. Yep, it definitely is. If you, like I say, yeah, if you ever see any of those scenes, then it's very clear what he got going on. It's just like he ain't fooling nobody. Mario, you said hopefully Marcus don't eat that honey bun on his bunk bed in jail. Lord Jesus. Hey, Debbie, what's going on? Welcome. Thank you for joining me and thanks for subscribing as well. Just let me know. We're just talking. I covered some things at the beginning, but we're just chatting it up. If you want to join in and anything you want to talk about, just drop it in the chat. And yeah, we're just chopping it up, of course, about mainly stuff about Atlanta Street interviews. So anything you want to talk about, just let me know. Cassie, he was yapping about working in the mall where in Ant's barbershop. Said his first date with I think girl's mom was at the Chick-fil-A. Interesting. Dark Knight, you said Marcus and Polo can kick rocks. um, Marcus doesn't refuse like hetero dudes. Men grab him and holding his wrist and in the snuggle struggling. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's always a lot of questionable stuff going on. And I mean, hello. No judgment from me, clearly. I mean, hello. But at the same time, if you're gonna say always, oh, he always claims he's this manly man, and he claims his heterosexuality, and this is, well, real men do this, real men, but it's like, well, we see you doing all these things that are very suspect, like, and he always questions why people think that about him. Just like, because you do gay stuff, like, what do you expect? Like, what the heck? Cassie, you said yes. You heard I like my wine, so the wine. Yes, I do. So it's funny. I don't drink wine every day. So, but when I go live, I pour myself a little glass of Well, sometimes we've been going long, so I end up sometimes having 2 or 3 glasses, depending on how long we go. But I always pour me one glass when we first start, and yeah, yep. Dark Knight, you said Marcus is way too invested in Polo's private part. Keep saying he has a yeah, he definitely is. And if you ever see the spicy content, which now at this point do not go on there. So this is what I would say to y'all, everybody: Do not go on there now at this point, even if he records new stuff. Thankfully, I was not going on there anymore when with the latest, these allegations. So of course I did not see that. But I would just forewarn everybody, do not go on there now at this point, because you got to think about it. Or at least this is the way I look at it. That was on there at one point. So I don't think it would be smart to go check out anything on there at this point. So yeah, I'll just say that. Um so let's see what else you guys were saying. But yeah, be positive. You said Marcus is, yeah, probably something is not normal. Well, not normal, but not that if he's that it's not normal, but this like the way he expects people not to think that about him. Hey, what's up, Utah Ministry? How are you? Thank you so much for joining and thank you for subscribing. You said you did a whole video complete with 2 songs about Marcus and Polo holding hands in that Jeep. Oh my God, I want to see that. Can you drop that under one of my videos? I want to check it out if you don't mind. If it's on your page or something, I would love to check it out. If you could drop that link, or even I guess, yeah, if you could drop it under one of my vids, um, I would love to check it out. Or I guess you could probably drop it in this chat too, but it might be hard for me to go back and find that after this is over. But if you could drop it under one of my videos, well, you could drop it in the chat, and if you could drop it under one of my videos, that would be great, so I can make sure I see it. If you have it like that, where you can do that, that is hilarious. Rach, you said you're scared of your neighbor's wine. 13% this time. I need to drink it and give his bottle back. Yeah, yeah. Wine, like I've told y'all before, wine. People think like, oh, wine is like not real. It can get you there for sure. So you have to. That's why you have to sip wine, and even I mean, when you're sipping, eventually it creeps up on you for sure. So yeah, pure integrity. You said Marcus has always been jealous of Polo and have always taken an interest in Cash. So after the Cash and Polo's encounter, Marcus just had the experience too. My thought, yep. My thought also, Marcus had it out with Cash. Yep. Yeah. Well, Polo brought that up today. He said about Marcus being jealous of him. He brought all of that up, and I was just like, Polo was in rare form. But that's why I was like, yeah, Marcus, you think he's your friend. Look, because he's been rolling so tight with Polo. I'm like, Polo was speaking what he really thinks about Marcus today in that latest video. I was like, I was like, okay. I was like, yep. And we know Marcus, he likes leftovers. He always goes after something that doesn't belong to him, you know? So, yeah. Just living life, you said they are fluid. Yeah, I think that would be the term. But a lot of that generation, so I'm a part of that generation that Marcus and Polo is a part of. So we don't really know what the hell fluid is. We just knew gay, bi, or straight. Like we like fluid. Like what the fuck is fluid? Excuse my language. What the hell is fluid? It's like we don't know what that means. Are you gay? Are you bi? Are you straight? Our generation is like that's what we knew: gay, bi, straight. Now they got fluid. They got um, poly. They got. I mean, they got every. I don't. I'm like, I don't. What does that mean? Do you like men? Do you like women? Do you like both? They got all these different terms now. I pretty much do know what all of them mean now, but I'm like, I ain't got time. Cassie, you said, yeah, I remember that. It was when Marcus came and got him after Feisty and him were fighting. Yes. Okay. That was when it was, Cass. That's what I thought. That's what I said. I think he was still with Feisty at that time. Rage, you said I would hate that my line, you're in my personal space as loud as I can. Never a second date after that. Dark Knight, there's no such thing as bi. That's a created sexual preference created by the LGBTQ community. Either you're straight or gay. Marcus is definitely gay. Okay. Um, I beg to differ, but everybody, I get what you're saying, but I think a lot of people are bisexual. I will say that. I don't know how would we not get on this conversation when we're talking about ASI stuff? There are people that are definitely bisexual. I will say that. I do think that. I do think that that's a thing for sure. I mean, when you understand human sexuality, actually, I think bisexuality is very common, actually. So I don't think you are either. I don't think very few things in life in general are black and white. It's never typically you're this or that in life with anything. There's always a typically a gray area where I think some people can be, you know. I mean, I think so. That's my opinion. I'm not saying that it's fact, but I've lived a little while now. And I've known a lot of people over the years. I think it's definitely a chance that some people could genuinely like both. Yeah, I definitely do think so. So, Rachel said mucus doesn't protest personal touch. Oh gosh. Oh God. Okay. So I told you this might be a messy night, y'all. So you just made me think of something else, Rach. Rach, you said you didn't go to the spicy stuff ever. No further comment. Right. Yeah. Trust me, you don't need to. You really do not need to. Dark Knight, you said bye just means you're nasty and willing to spread H. Oh Lord. Okay, we're not gonna go into all of that. I mean, yeah. I mean, I can see why you would say that, but yeah, that's another conversation for another time. Cassie, exactly, Alan. I think many people didn't sign up for that scene because they want to stay ignorant to the fact he was sitting back in the chair just enjoying. Uh huh. Exactly. Yeah. He. That's definitely what he's a. Well, I had said I touched on it in one of my earlier videos when I first started my channel. I was like, Marcus is a voyeur. He likes to watch. Like these videos are for his pleasure and for him to go back and enjoy. Like, because at the end of the day, like I was saying before, like who really wants to see? I don't want to see any of these people do that. Like, I mean, that's why, and I think I had said before as well. I said a lot of people do go out of curiosity, like not curiosity because it's appealing, just because it's unbelievable that it actually happened. So you're just like, what? Like, so it's definitely more that. So yeah. Hmm. Anything goes with them, just living life. Yeah. Southern Charisma Rage getting drunk off her neighbor's wine. Oh Lord. Oh gosh. Adderall, you said this is not Polo's first time going on. Yeah. Yeah, no, Polo. Well, he said he's been with one before in Las Vegas, he said, with a trans before. So that's just what he does, you know? So that let me know all I needed to know when he said that. So um 90-year-old Alan. What do you mean by that? So what do you talk about something? You always talk about something. Let me see what you're talking about. What do you mean 90-year-old Alan? I cannot. Marcus, we see you, bro. You like them both men, women that are unclean, understood. Yeah, pure integrity. I know, right? Yeah, it's a lot going on with him. That is for sure. Be positive. You said your grandmother would have stated Marcus likes TT and PP. The diddler is his idol. Rage. Wow. Cassie, you said does it mean by if let's say a friend or mine was with a female friend a few times when early 20s, but now 40. I have never, I mean, my friend has never done it again. Is that Cassie? Look, I'm like, how do we get on this topic? No, I don't necessarily. That makes. I think it has to be something that you still, I guess, would, or not you, but people with, or whoever you're talking about would still practice. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think if you had an experience like that, that doesn't necessarily mean that then the person is that way. Well, look, we're going deep tonight because I get a lot of people are going to disagree with me. You know, a lot of people get weird when you talk about sexuality stuff. I don't mind talking about it. A lot of people get uncomfortable when you talk about it. But I feel like I do understand sexuality in a way where most human beings are not comfortable talking about it. And I don't think just because you experimented at some point or somebody experiments at some point in their life that defines their sexuality. I mean, let's be, in my opinion, let's be honest. I think most people at some, not most people, but a lot of people at some point might have experimented in some way or done something. Doesn't mean okay now you're this or you're that. Um, you know, but I think then when you get into the lifestyle, okay, if you're living that lifestyle, or then yeah, if you're still pursuing that, a lot of that stuff as well, it deals with your emotions and all of that behind it. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, we get into too much psychology stuff. And a lot of people, like I say, they just don't get it. A lot of people will just be like, "Oh, well, that just means you're this or you're that." And I just don't think things are always that cut and dry. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times you can maybe have had an experience or experience something, but it doesn't mean even after one time you might be experiencing, you might realize, okay, that was cool, but that's not really what I'm into. You know what I'm saying? And then you might just be like, okay, no, I'm good on that, and you may not ever experience it again. So, anyways, I think that's too much of real talk for most people to digest. You know what I'm saying? People that think things are just very much cut and dry like that, and it is what it is. So that's why even like with the polo thing, it's kind of like, I kind of get it. It doesn't make him gay. It doesn't even make him necessarily. I mean, he's probably more on the bi side, or fluid side. You know what I'm saying? Definitely just don't straight up make him gay because I mean he clearly likes women too. You know what I'm saying? So that's why when I hear a lot of people like, "Oh, well, he's just gay now," I was like, "Oh, I don't necessarily mean he gay. He got a lot going on though. More going on than I prefer to have going. Like I don't do that's not my thing to have that many different elements going on. But everybody is different, So it is what it is. So yep. Marcus is a broke diddy be positively. Pure integrity. You said for Marcus to be such a straight man, he sure gets excited when he hears about other men having same sex experience. I agree. He seems to be very intrigued by it. Oh, so pure natives get drunk faster. I mean, Rach. That's funny. Wow, I didn't know that. That's funny. Oh gosh. Francis, hey, how are you? Thank you for joining. Welcome. Thank you for subscribing. You said, what do I think about Lucy get up on Marcus? That was weird. Which get up are you talking about? If you can tell me. I didn't watch the whole video. I watched a good portion of it because I did see where Polo was going off on Marcus. Are you talking about what she had on? But I think that Lucy character is just strange in general. First of all, I'm not trying to be rude when I say, but what's going on? Is that just natural? What's on her face, like under her eyes? There's like those two big blotches. Kind of, I don't. It's weird because they look identical. So I don't know if that's something that she was born that way, or but she has some interesting things going on because I did see where she was saying some weird things in the video. She didn't come across that crazy in the first time he interviewed her, but this time I was like, oh yeah, she's kind of crazy. So yeah, yeah. Thank you, Utah Ministries. Thank you for providing that link. I will definitely check that out. That'll be interesting for me to see and listen to. Um, Buffer Earl, what's up? How are you? Thank you. I always recognize your name. Thank you for always supporting my channel. You said after Marcus is found guilty, will he make spicy content when he take his iPhone in his personal pocket? Oh Lord, I know, right? Him and that spicy content. What's up, Patricia? What's going on? Paulo seems like he's pansexual. Yeah. See, I would see him more as that as well. That's why I said now they have all these different terms that kind of categorize it. That's why I said, that's why I was just like kind of saying like sexuality. I do believe it can be complex. You know what I'm saying? So Pure Integrity, you said he's definitely bi. Yeah, yeah. Like and that's why I said like kind of like more from my generation and then the generations before me. For us, it's just gay by straight. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I've finally got to the point now where I do recognize all the different things and I do understand because it's kind of like the different things like pansexual or pan or fluid and all those different terms. It kind of more defines more so, specifically what different people feel, you know. So I respect it. I can kind of understand it. Southern charisma. I'm not about to read that comment, but I did see your comment about polo. Oh gosh, Cassie, you said Alan. I also think men and women are viewed differently regarding having experimentation. So yeah, and I get what you mean. It is too much for those that think things are black and white. Yeah, exactly. And you're right. Men and women are viewed much more differently. Like women, it's like what you just said is like, oh great. Like, nobody even thinks anything of the fact if a woman has had an experience like that. You know, but the minute a man would admit to it, it's like, you gay, you gay, it's like it's just it's definitely a different standard with men and women when it comes to all that stuff. But like I say, it's a conversation that especially a lot of men are uncomfortable like having. So, I get it. It's whatever. But I mean, when you like I say with me, I just remember learning that stuff in psychology. Like they talk about human sexual psychology. Like I learned all that stuff like in school, like in college. I know I took it for sure. And they literally talk about all this stuff. I mean, you know, granted, yeah. So for me, I'm just like, it's not just stuff that people make up. It's literally something that's studied and known. Like, this a lot of this stuff is not something that people just randomly, um, make up. You know. So yeah. Um, Lucy straddled Marcus, Patricia, really? Oh, okay. See, I didn't get a chance to watch the full video. I'm gonna go back and watch it though. But I saw that part when Polo was going on, so I was like, oh, I got to bring that up tonight. I'm gonna go back and watch it though. Yeah, Lucy, she kind of crazy though, because I did see the part where she was talking about her name and she was saying Lucy, and then remember, Marcus said he has to cut that part off because she was basically saying like loose, like the opposite of God is what she was saying. And I was like, oh, really? I'm like, she kind of crazy. So yeah, Patricia, you say you think she has lupus? That's a butterfly rash. Oh, okay. I wasn't. I knew it had to be something medical. I'd assume, but then I was like, well, I don't really know. Okay, so that makes sense then. Yeah. Hmm. Cassie, yeah, Lucy is she was an ex of Polo, so she's somebody that supposedly I guess Marcus actually interviewed before, but just kind of probably like a one-time interview, and so they went to go see her. They released that video maybe like the other day, where they went to go see Lucy, and then they did another video with her today, and that was the video where Polo went off on Marcus. Oh, okay, yeah, Rach. So that's who she is. Oh, that's you, Bishop. I didn't know that was you. So you have a different account. Okay. Well, thank you for joining my chat. Okay, that's you. Okay, I'll definitely check that song out. I didn't realize that was you. Okay. Well, thank you for joining my chat, Bishop, and thank you for subscribing. I enjoy your videos. A lot. Your videos are funny. I'll definitely check those songs out. Triple, what's going on? Y'all people have nothing better to do? Exactly. We had nothing better to do like you because you're in here talking, so you don't have anything better to do either. Okay, pure integrity. For the most part, I treat people as human beings and not by sexual orientations. It's not anyone's business what adults do in their lives. Exactly. Unlike Marcus, he tries to exploit, bringing them shame. Yeah, so true. Okay, let's see what Triple had to say again. Every night, people talking about somebody y'all don't like. Uh huh. Okay, but you're in here. So what is your point? So let me see. All right, let me do this, and we'll do this. See, I love that I don't have a moderator yet. I am my own moderator. So we will do that, and we will do that. And now we just won't see your stupid comments anymore. Talking about why are we talking about what we're talking about, and you're in here talking with us about it. Goodbye. All right, moving on. What else are we talking about, y'all? Exactly. We're in here minding our business. And they could be like, what? Like, make it make sense. But you're in here listening to us. Like, we talk about what we want to talk about. Anywho. Uh hey, what's up? GN Dustin. Thank you for joining us and welcome. Thank you for subscribing. Let's see something, guys. Go over here. Okay. Pure integrity, you said no disrespect to Polo, but anybody that can hang close with Polo expose how they get down for real though. Yeah, I mean they're definitely close. Yes, be positively. Cheers. Oh, wow. Cassie, you said exactly, but that's life. Told my niece, what's it said? We are cool with my nephew girlfriends, but we are strict on her. Had to tell her some bias is here to stay, like by men versus yeah. I mean, I feel like it's 2026. You just see what I'm saying? Like, who cares? It's like when people still have this same type of conversation about like, oh, this person's gay or this, it's like it's to me, it's taking it back to when remember when Ellen DeGeneres came out way years ago, and it was like actually a big deal. I forget, like, she had her own like sitcom or whatever, and it was like such a big deal that she came out of the closet. Like it was literally like it was like almost like an issue at that time. I feel like now we've come so far with all of that. Who cares? Like, it's one thing to have an opinion about it or to disagree or agree or whatever, but at the end of the day, I don't know. I just don't get why people are that concerned about what people's sexuality is and who they're sleeping with and who they're not sleeping with. And it's a weird obsession to me, but I feel like the people that usually are the most concerned about it are the people that's doing the same thing. If that makes, I mean, I'm sure it makes sense. Because it's like, to be honest, I don't even ever, when I see a person, I don't even think about what their sexuality is. No matter how they act, I'm not thinking about that because why would I be? It's like I don't really care. It's just like I have much more things to be concerned about or thinking about. Unless you in my bedroom with me, then okay, then I'll think about it. But other than that, I don't care. So yeah. Oh. Mm. I hear you, Dark Knight. I respect your opinion about that. Yeah. No, and I understand what you're saying is about that, but I get it. I definitely get it. Um yeah. Rach, you say he lays on public side Polo lays on public sidewalks and in park dirt. Yeah. Cassie Allen, not any who like feisty. Now everything she really says, I'm like fight. Yeah, it's so funny because I'll say sometimes I'll say that part, but that's not clearly not her original saying. Like clearly people have been saying that before her. But whenever I say it, I can't help but think of her now when I say that. I'm like, oh damn it, like I can't say that part no more. Yeah, be positively. Thank you. Yeah. Exactly, Cassie. Care more about how you treat people, you know. Exactly, parenting. Like, really, who cares? Like, I just don't look at people where in the way where I'm trying to figure out something like that. I don't know. I just really never, it's just kind of like, okay. Hmm. Yeah, I get it, Dark Knight. I get it. But I'm not, I get what you're saying and your point. But again, people have free will and free choices. So, I'm not choosing to do certain things that I know are bringing those things to the world so far as what you brought up in that comment. So, we just have to respect people for people. Let's see. Thank you, Dark Knight. Yeah, I appreciate it. No, I see what your comments and everything. So yeah, that's why I said when we started talking about that, I'm like, oh Lord, I'm like, how are we going in this direction? Because I get it. Everybody has different views, and I think my main point on it and it all is that for me, I just when I see people, I don't really care about that. Like it's just kind of like, hello, what's your name? Like I really want to know other things about people besides their sexuality. Like it's just like that because that's just none of my business. It's the way I feel about it, So, and I mean, so yeah, that's really my main point. Yep, that's yeah, pure integrity. That's where I'm more so I'm getting at with all of it. Yep. Love for Earl. My childhood was adults who lived life as gay. It didn't bother me because they were fun and treated me as a child. Oh, that's cool. Love for Earl. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the world is it's full of all different types of people, all different types of experiences, all different cultures, nationalities. You know, if only the world could be the box we try to put it in. You know what I'm saying? So, um, wait, whoever is Dark Knight must have me. Oh, have you blocked? No. Oh, you don't see their comments? We need to talk about it, Dark Knight. Oh Lord, what we need to talk about? Oh, what we're talking about? Okay. I mean, we're about to move on from this topic, though. 'Cause this ain't about to be the whole night talking about this. Look, I, typically we talk about Atlanta Street interviews stuff. I know after a while we do start talking about other stuff, but I really don't want to talk about this all night. Let's talk about something else. Let's talk about bring up something else. Right? Yeah, Cassie. Exactly. Hmm. Wow. Okay. Let's see. What else we gonna talk about, y'all? Let's talk about something else. Charleston White. I don't want to talk about him. He always saying something crazy? What do you want to talk about concerning him? Let me see something, guys. Go over here. Okay. Mm-mm-mm. Pure integrity. He said this world can be so evil and weird and dark regarding it can be pretty darn disturbing. Yeah. People will forget what you said. People will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Maya Angelou. Yeah, I like that quote a lot, and I agree with that. I wonder if anyone has seen the other young girl from the diner. Oh yeah, you're talking about Taylor. Yeah, all of a sudden she's been off the radar. It's like, and we don't. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, is anybody? Yeah, because I think we've all been so focused on of course, Yaya, as we should be, but then we forgot about Taylor because I'm sure Taylor was not of age either. But I guess the only difference is I guess he didn't record with Taylor that type of scene. I don't think at least, but still, there's some things around that are still not appropriate. Politics? Oh hell no, Dark Knight. We definitely not talking about that. Oh God. Be positively. Charleston White is interesting to say the least. Hmm. Yeah, that's a good, definitely a good quote. Hmm. Patricia, you said you grew up with your uncle being gay. He didn't have kids, but he was like my dad. When he passed in 2017, he was cremated, and no one in the family wanted his ashes because of. Oh, dang! Wow, that's crazy. That's sad. I'm sorry to hear that. Wow. Yes, my condolences to you for your to your about your uncle, but that's sad that nobody wanted um, the ashes. Wow. Well, you have them, so the right person has them. That's what matters the most. Yeah, I think I told y'all another lot. My nephew had passed away a couple of months back, and so of course we divided the ashes because so we had a funeral for him, and then and he was the body we had the casket and everything with you know but we didn't bury it. So after that he was cremated. So we still were able to see him, and then he was cremated after that, where we didn't go to the cemetery. In other words, after the funeral. And so yeah, my sister, I just got the ashes like I guess just this past weekend, right? Yeah, but I mentioned it in another one of my lives. So of course we divided it up amongst the whole family. So this is my first time having ashes in my house. I'm like, I've never done that before. So I'm like, I don't know. It's for me. I just never have had ashes before. So it's interesting, like just the concept of it that that's actually the person, you know. So yeah. Hmm. Cassie, you said exactly, and the guy Ola said she wasn't feeling good or something like that. I bet she has a story to tell. Hmm. Hmm. Dark Knight, you think? Hmm. Well, I think too that it's just that nobody has spoken out. Well, Yaya had her mother come forward, so and then like I say, Taylor wasn't. I don't think she didn't record a spicy scene. Hmm. Cassie, you said, oh, you were talking to Rach. Okay. Did you see the interview? If the 18 or 19-year-old Kaya, she did it. Okay. You're welcome, Patricia. Dark Knight, am I? No, I can't say I am. I mean, I guess I should be a Dodgers fan. I don't really follow enough to say I'm a fan. Mm. What else, you guys? Anything else we need to cover for the night? But for Earl, you said no one took interest in Taylor. She didn't have that spark. Like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, yeah. I don't know. Well, like I said, I think thankfully she didn't record that type of scene, and so I think it's kind of like Right now, she's just not the focus, but she could possibly still be called in. Well, I think she will be definitely called in as a witness once it goes to court. Especially she's in that video, from the diner scene. So yeah. Mm-mm-mm. Cassie, you said you never had ashes in my possession either. I have some of my dad's, and I bought a necklace from a website to keep some of the ashes and got a heart pendant for me, oval shaped pendant. Okay, yeah, I need to get one of those. Like I think what you have, like a pendant, like some type of necklace. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna do that. Hmm. Yeah, I agree. Pure integrity. God always gives people someone in the world that loves them. Loves them. Yeah. Be positively. You said if the police tries to talk to tragedy, he will end up in jail. Oh wow. So you think if he had talked to tragedy that Marcus will end up in jail? Or you mean tragedy will end up in jail? I'm assuming you're talking about Marcus, right? I mean, because we know tragedy would definitely tell it all. Yeah, right. Rage. I thought so. I thought Taylor was. You said Taylor was a beautiful little chocolate girl, perfect. She just needed a woman to style her. Truthfully, people talked about her eyes, but she could model. Then bottles come very, yeah. She had a unique look for sure. Yeah, I think they were calling her like Baby Fantasia or something. Cassie, you said I hope she is okay because we really don't know what Mark did with her. Alan, he may have did something with her and recorded. Yeah, for his own keys. I don't. Yep. Well, all of that will come out for sure. Because, like I said, I know for sure they would definitely. I'm sure they're going to definitely. She definitely probably will have to testify. Regarding the whole diner scene, exactly how everything was orchestrated, and all of that. Thank you, love of Earl. I appreciate that. I really appreciate your condolences about my nephew. Oh, be positively, yeah. He argues with everybody. Right. Yeah. Well, he was just in jail recently as well. Your friend had her son turned to glass. Interesting. And didn't get my dad's. He didn't even want to be cremated. Interesting. Huh. I don't know if I've ever heard this. So turn to glass. That's so interesting. I didn't know that was yeah, I've never heard that before. So you can get your ashes turned to glass, or how does that work? I've never heard that before. Marcus was getting cocky on the Polo video. Polo mentioned a content creator, and Marcus said, "Y'all on his D or D right, something to that." Huh? Patricia said that. So wow. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, no, Polo was definitely, like I say, speaking his mind to Marcus. Definitely today, I was just like, wow. In the latest video they dropped, I'm like, okay, now we know how you really feel. But like I said, that's come out before as well. The possibility you have your dad's ashes in an urn and your mom was to be cremated too. Okay. Wow. Hmm. Love for Earl. When Marcus goes to jail, man will be seeing what's, oh Lord. Pure integrity. I don't think he made it to Texas. I don't think he's going. I don't think he's going to be able to go because you know that Nick don't want tragedy in his house because Nick trying to have feisty for himself. Clearly, I'm like, that's. I did a video about that. About that whole situation. I'm like, that Nick ain't fooling nobody. He is not fooling nobody. What's up, Golden Gemini? Yes, my Hollywood besties. My Hollywood bestie. What's going on? How are you doing? What's going on? You came out of the bushes. Yeah, but pure integrity. Tragedy ain't going. That man don't want tragedy in the house because that man Nick, man Nick is full of it. Let me. Okay, inside tea, everybody. Y'all ready for something? I do got some information that I didn't touch on. So let me see something here. If y'all want some inside tea, put a one in the chat. I got a little inside tea, but yeah. If you want some inside information on a particular something, put a one in the chat, or if not, put a two. Oh, Lord, I knew y'all was gonna put ones. Spell it. So this Nick character. So I was gonna tell you, look. So the Nick character, I knew it wasn't something right, and so I did a video about it after he came on Troy's World, and I was like, this is a bunch of BS. I'm not buying it, and I said, I bet if that wife speaks out, we will know the true story. So after that, posted that video, the next day, I got several messages under my videos and to my email from people that seemed credible that knew about the situation. And let's just say that what my suspicions were first of all right. Nick, first of all, used to live in Atlanta. That's the first part. He lives in San Antonio now, and has a lot of kids. About, from what I was told, four. No, I think it was five, four or five kids. That he owes a lot of back child support for. And yeah, like I say, used to be in Atlanta. Now he's in San Antonio, and has never worked. Because remember when Troy asked him about what he did, he said, "Oh, well, I'm a graphic designer." He said, "Well," even the way he answered that was kind of strange. And we all know, like, graphic design is like hit and miss, like especially in this day and age with Chat GPT. That's like kind of like what is graphic design in this day and age? People can do graphic design themselves now. Yeah, but from the people that reached out to me, and it was a few people that said the same thing. So it seems like credible information. Has never worked, owes a lot of money in back child support, and from what I've heard, is basically a 55-year-old predator. And I'm gonna leave it at that. But I was glad I got that information because I called it out in my video. I said something's not right, and I'm not buying it. And yeah, so I got that information from several people. So I was like, wow. Because I was like, it don't make no sense. Who sends for a homeless woman for Atlanta to come live with them? And then the whole thing was he's like, well, tragedy can't come because I'm not gonna have a man in my house that don't work. It's like, but Feisty don't have to work because content is not. I mean, the type of content she's doing is not work. I mean, clearly, she's barely even posting any videos or doing anything. You know. So, anyways, y'all, yeah, that was the information I got on that. So, oh, and yes, 4 wives later. That's the other portion of it. He's been married 4 times. So yeah. So yep. I can't tell y'all who gave me the information, but it was from several people. So, it confirmed my suspicions about the whole situation. And, then there were people even under the video I did on it. Not a lot of people, only maybe one or, a couple of people. Well, you can't believe that somebody's just genuinely trying to help somebody. I'm like, no, I can believe that. There's plenty of people that help people with no motives. I was like, but he's not one of them. Like, because this ain't adding up. So yeah. So that is what the information I got. So not surprising though. Not surprising at all. Yeah, so yeah, I answered that. Yep. So y'all got that information. Yeah. So four marriages. Mm-hmm. So yeah. His driveway does not go to the end of the street at all. I picked that up clearly in the interview. I was like, what's wrong with this man? You clutching your pearls too, Cassie. Yeah, when I got there, I was just like, what? I was just like, huh? I was just like, yeah, exactly, T. Smith. You knew it wasn't right. Yeah, I knew it wasn't either. I was like, Dark Knight. Yeah, well, some people could have guessed it, but I mean, I knew it was something. I didn't know exactly what. I didn't know exactly what you mean. Y'all didn't know about the 4 wives and the back child support. I mean, it's not a small. Well, I'll tell you what the figure was because it's information you can find under my post. I don't have a problem sharing it with you. The person said it was $235,000 in back child support that he owes. So it's no wonder he left Atlanta. He's insane because he's trying to evade the law. Because you'll get locked up behind that amount in back child support. But I mean, they can extradite him from Texas. But yeah. But like I said, I don't have a problem telling you that part because if you look under my comments on that video, the person put it. But like I say, I had people reach out to me on my email as well, um, and basically confirmed it. And these were different people, which I won't tell you who the people were, but yeah, I'll tell you that's the amount in back child support. So I was like, wow. I'm like, okay. Hmm. Wait, I saw something. I think you said, Cash, you said they can take your license for that. So that's the other part. If you're talking about his driver's license, he don't have a driver's license. So that's the other part, which I had picked that up because I told you all these people reached out to me, so I was able to peep some things out about him. He don't drive because when he was with the latest one, she was always driving in all the videos. So, of course I was able to see his Instagram. She was always driving. So the first thought I had was, okay, what married man, like you married to this woman, what man has his wife driving him around? So instantly I knew. I'm like, he doesn't have. It's probably revoked for whatever reason. Or he has a suspended license because I was like, he wasn't driving in any of the videos he posted. I'm like, what man has his wife driving him around everywhere? I was just like, okay, be positively. Ain't no telling what's going on and what his intentions are with Feisty. And the whole thing he kept emphasize, oh, we haven't slept together. It's like it was overkill. It was like, how somebody keeps saying something so many times. It's like they're trying to convince themselves that it didn't happen, but it's like okay, like all right. Mm. Pure integrity. So he's trying to come. I don't know what he's trying to do. I don't know how you come up off of a feisty. Maybe in his slow mind, he thinks he is, but I'm just like, how you come up off of like of a feisty? I'm just like, that's a disaster. Right. And see, that's why he didn't want tragedy there. Be positively, because that's the one thing about tragedy. As much of a smart mouth as he has, tragedy he normally will he can peep what's going on, and he definitely would have called Nick out. Not an unemployed entrepreneur, exactly. Well, I was gonna say when the minute he said a graphic designer, even the way he said it, it was kind of like he even knew that he didn't really, wasn't doing anything with that. Yeah. Oh my God, Patricia, that's so funny. You said fights in those live videos. It's like that's the same thing. I was like, what the hell type of phone did she have? Like, it's like something from watching something from back in the '90s. It's all blurry all the time, and the quality you can't hardly hear her. I'm just like, oh my goodness. Exactly, Golden Gemini. Something in the milk wasn't clean at all, and now it's been confirmed for sure. Mm. T. Smith, I think 5 children, but it may be more than that. But I'm pretty sure they told me 5. So, hmm be positively pure integrity. You say you knew eventually the truth will come out, as it always does. There's always somebody that knows your life story that's been. Yep, exactly. And I mean, I was just surprised that when I put that video out there about that, it was quick. I was just like, oh, really? Like, and like I said, the people that told me, I'm smart enough to know. I'm like, they knew what they were talking about. It was no reason for them to lie about the the precise information that they gave me. I was just like, oh wow. I was like, okay. Because I'm curious, man. You said, how does he get to the job? They said, Feisty sits outside while he's at work. I saw her on that live outside. So what? So he doesn't let her stay in the place in the house while he's at work. Is that what you're saying? And I mean, how does he get to the job? You can catch the bus. You can catch an Uber or a Lyft. I mean, if he doesn't drive. Love of Earl, they take driver's license if it's bad. I don't know. I don't know if that's why he doesn't have a license, but I just know I went to his Instagram, and when you look at when he was with his last wife, he was never. He did. There are a lot of videos on there of them driving, and he's recording, and she's always driving, and I'm like, do you ever drive? Like, in most cases when it's a married couple, the man drives. So the first thought of my mind was like, this Negro don't have no license. And then I could just tell it was one of those things where he was a deadbeat, like he was living off of her, in other words. You know what I'm saying? So there's no telling why he doesn't have a driver's license. I think it's mainly just Georgia. I think he basically fled Georgia from what it sounded like because of that, him knowing he owes all of that and he's not taking care of none of his kids. And they definitely will lock you up for back child support, especially that amount that I was told he owed. So he's definitely running from his responsibilities. Patricia, exactly. Don't make any sense going to another state to live with someone you just met. Yeah, that's true as well. Pure integrity is like the situation for now is better than what Feisty has had, but depending on how this guy Nick is, I mean, to be honest, he comes across as a psycho to me. So it's almost might be better for her to still be in the bandos. I don't know. He sounds like it's something that is not adding up at all. Like Cassie, I know, right? Is not great. The caliber of males or females out here today. Dark Knight, yeah. Marcus is pimping Polo on the Spice Guy and pimping Feisty, yeah. Well, that's what it is. That's what he's been doing, yeah. Yep, the internet is undefeated, Rage, exactly. Love for her own Nick needs to be fixed like your dog. Oh gosh. Great. So how the hell can he help get Feisty's kid back in? Exactly. Well, even when he was saying that, I was thinking like, how can you help her do that? Like, what type of pull do you have to even get that done? Like, I was calling BS even when he was saying any of that stuff. I'm just like, this man is weird. Like, he's just trying to do whatever with Feisty. Or I still am not exactly clear on like why he's like, what is she doing there? Like, what are you? It's the strangest situation. But I think it's another situation of a man seeing like I think he's seeing her like they having sex. I'll put it that way. Because he kept harking on, oh, we never. I don't look at her that way. He just knew he had to say that. I mean, for obvious reasons. But I mean, clearly, I mean, even seeing Feisty now, I mean, she looks a little upgraded. The wigs are a little better. She looks well rested. It looks like she's eating good. And you think ain't nothing coming in exchange for that? It's like, okay. Pure integrity. You said when Nick made the statement regarding tragedy can't come there because of lack of employment, I commented that how is Nick allowing facts to live there unemployed as well? Make it exactly. And it's like exactly. It made no sense. When man can't be in my house that don't work, it's like, but you don't see how it's weird for a grown man to invite a random woman in this house to come stay. And you trying to supposedly help her? If anything, it would make more sense if it was another man, a young man. Then at least it could be like, well, I'm mentoring him. I'm going to help him, get a job. I'm going to, mentor him, show him, how a man is supposed to be. A man can't do that for a woman. So what else you doing besides having sex with her? I'm just being real about it. Like, hello, duh. Like, ain't nobody stupid. Like, and he just kept saying that because he knows she still talks to tragedy every day. And, they're still trying to maintain whatever they have. So of course he knows to say that. And then he kept saying, oh, but I talk to tragedy every day. Because that was again in his mind, like if I keep saying that, then people will know me and tragedy cool. We know how this go. And I mean, at the end of the day, we know how tragedy is. They've already said what type of relationship they have. They already said they have a poly relationship where they don't mind having multiple partners. So tragedy not concerned about if he's screwing her. You know what I'm saying? That's not, tragedy ain't thinking about that. Southern Christmas, you said that's what the chats in the street sector said. If he ain't got no job, then I don't know. Are they in a band though? Right. Because that's what my thought process was. Because when I got the information that he's never worked, I'm like, well, how's he affording to live in San Antonio? But people have all types of ways. You never know what people got going on. I mean, fraudulent ways to maintain a lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? So it's no telling. But I found that very interesting. Right, pure integrity. That's what it comes to. I think that's pretty much what they're saying. Like he's definitely left Georgia for a reason. Cassie, you say you too much of a scary person to go to another state to be with a complete stranger. Right. Well, I think, These people again, they're desperate. So it's just like, especially if they don't have anywhere to go, they're willing to risk it. Be positive. You said you wanted a feisty no? Probably not. You know, feisty ass is crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like her comprehension skills, she probably wouldn't even. It would. What would it? And then what would it matter to her? You know. So yeah, you know, feisty. She can't even complete a sentence. So I think at the end of the day, feisty don't care as long as she got a place to stay now, and you know, she feels like you know she's doing quote unquote something. You know, she's able to do her content or whatever. She feels like you know this is a come up for her. You know. Yep, Golden Gemini. All you just said. Yep. Just crazy is what I would say. Feisty is definitely not in her right mind. Dark Knight, what you said, Nick seems like a dummy that take care of a woman kids that's not even his own, or a woman coming to the relationship pregnant until Nick is his and he'll fall for it. Wow. Be positively feisty has to have her grandmother to monitor her visits with her kids. That was a court order. Okay. Yeah, I do remember that. Mm. Yep, rage feisty gives everyone gives it up to everybody, exactly. Feisty, you in danger, girl. Golden. Oh. Rach, you said he wants strategy to pay him rent for him and Feisty. Yeah, like an older brother type of thing. Like, yeah, it makes more sense to take a young man in as a grown man. Like, but you taking in a grown woman, and then again, we look at the age factor. This man is 55. Feisty's what early 30s, 32. So again, that's like you know father daughter. You know, it's like yeah, you take in a young man that makes sense. What you want with Feisty? Like, you just trying to help her. You see so much in her when she walks in a room. You know, people just gravitate towards her. It's like, no, they are looking like, who the hell is this crackhead? Like, I mean, let's be real here. Nobody gravitating towards that. Like, I mean, I hate to sound like that or say that, but I'm just, I mean, come on. What reality are you living in? Pure integrity. You said Nick is lying. Feisty has a very large proclivity for sex, and she would have been gone from Nick's place if it wasn't going down. Exactly. They both need to stop. Exactly. And start insulting people's intelligence. Yeah, we already know. Like Feisty, that's just what comes with her when, you know, it's that's what's gonna happen. You know, we already know to deal with that. So yeah, Dark Knight. Yep. And that's that suspicion for Feisty was really strong at one point. Yeah, I say the same thing, right? Just like people really live like this. I mean, it's just too crazy. Like, just like I don't know. It's just a different reality. Pure integrity. Yes, he's 55. I didn't know either. I was just like 55. This man is a grown man. I'm like, what the heck? Crazy as hell. Unbelievable. Hmm. Absolutely unbelievable. You don't understand people wanting a project, Rach, in some other. Yeah, exactly, Rach. Yeah, I mean, you get us to a certain stage in life, and it's just like, who has time for that? Like you say, a project, but see, for him, it's really not a project because he's just as crazy. He wants somebody to be there with him in his dysfunction. Like, really, from what I pick up, they're more on the same level. You know, he was trying to sound convincing in that interview, but I was like, he wasn't fooling me. I'm like, your ass just as crazy as Feisty, if not more. I'm like that man, and even because even when you got to think about it, when Feisty was in that background cussing out whoever she's cussing out, whether it was Nick or Troy, I don't know, But again, what again? Even Troy was like, "You just gonna let her talk like that in your house?" It's like, what man is letting some woman, you know? But then I was thinking that was kind of telling, as you know, that he was so calm about that. I'm like, okay, is he in danger or is Feisty in danger? Because he was very calm about her cussing like that in the background. I was like, okay, is Feisty in the background tied up or something, or what's going on? Just like I don't know. Feisty and Nick are going to church on Sunday, lover. Oh gosh, mm, I don't know. What is the brand at a brand that he has managed? Exactly, Patricia. Type of brand, exactly. It's like Feisty is not a brand. Like what the heck? Like these people are crazy as hell. I'm like I cannot deal. It's just too much. Yep, same level, rage. Exactly. Not much difference. Pure integrity said dingling, Feisty saying let it swing. Oh god. Oh man. Yeah, it's a lot going on. They are both are an absolute danger. Both, yeah, both crazy. They probably a perfect match, actually. Probably. Oh, that's what Feisty said. Oh wow. Mm. Southern Charisma. You said he happened in a chokehold while he's interviewing you. Was smiling, right? Because she was going crazy in that background, and then Troy was like, "You're not gonna check her," and then what's his name? Nick was just like, "Oh, she's fine. She's fine. It's okay." And I was just like, "Really? What's really going on?" I was just like, "Okay, hmm, wow, yeah, these people are crazy as hell." Yep. So we'll see how long that lasts. Patricia, you said you think Feisty said that they match each other's energy. I bet they do. Look, I bet they do. Because he's definitely not all the way there. Pure Integrity, you say you agree they are matched perfectly. I just hope that the stronger crazy don't hurt that lady. Right. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Miss? Let's see, Miss Mackay Fi. What's up? How are you? Thank you for joining us over here. Welcome, and thank you for subscribing. Thank you for joining us from Troy's World. I really appreciate it. We're just chopping it up, talking right now. We already covered most of the events from Atlanta Street interviews over the past week. And yeah, we're just talking about any and everything at this point. Anything you want to talk about regarding Atlanta Street interviews. We're talking about Feisty and this Nick character that she moved in with in San Antonio. So if you want to add anything to the conversation, feel free to chime in. And he tapped the phone twice when Troy said, did he? I remember when Troy said that. Did he actually do it? Oh wow, that is crazy. Oh gosh. That is so funny. Thank you, Cassie. Yes, everybody, hit that like button. Hit that like button, please. That definitely helps me out if you can do that. And I appreciate you all joining me tonight and chiming in. It's always fun to catch up with you guys and talk about all of the latest happenings on Atlanta Street interviews. And, you know, sometimes we end up talking about some other stuff too. So, yeah, let's just talk and vibe for a little bit more and just enjoy our Friday night, right? Every interview, blink twice if you need help. Right. Wow. Yeah, I wonder how long this is gonna last. I mean, but one thing we know about Feisty, most things don't last long with her. So the only way I can see this lasting maybe a little longer is because she's in the situation for the first time where it seems like she's probably a little more comfortable. She's in. It seems like from what I see in the videos, at least, whatever place he's in looks decent. And so she's probably comfortable. She'll show herself cooking and all that type of stuff. So, but I don't know. Oh, you're at work until 12. Love of Earl. Love for Earl. Yeah, it's just on 8:45 here in Cali. Mm. Southern Christmas. You said you didn't think about her being in danger when she was cussing with Storm in the background, right? That's what I was thinking. I'm like, well, maybe she cussing up like that because he got her tied up in some back room or something. Because she was going crazy in that background. I was like, hey, let's think about this here. He might be the one that's in. I mean, she might be the one that's in danger. hmm Yes, Golden Gemini. That's what's scary is that he's hiding his intention, whereas Rapper One was just let us know what it was exactly. That's exactly the way I view it too. Because I'm like, Nick is definitely lying. It's like, okay, yeah, love Earl. You're in Central Time. Then if it's 10:45, yeah. Oh, Slime Talk didn't show up this week. Another live. He wanted to know why I and so many had insomnia. I said fifth hour on Alan's discussion. Yeah, we've gone long. My first three lives have been so long. Was the first one was like 6 hours. The yeah, and I think the last two were like 5 hours. But we just started talking about so much stuff. Um, I don't be trying to keep y'all up all night. But see, I feel like y'all already are have insomnia or something. I'm like, why are y'all up so late? Like for me, it's not that late, but for y'all, I'm like a lot of y'all that are on East Coast and Central Time. I'm like, what are y'all still doing in here? So yeah. Oh yeah, because Slime was acting like he was gonna be here tonight on the last one, but he'll reappear. You know how he does. Rapper One was big mad at being compared to him to Nick. Rapper One. He's a little different. Yes, the first time was lit for sure. I mean, that was my first live, and I can't believe that was the first one. And the first one we went 6 hours. That's kind of crazy, right? I'm trying to even remember what the heck we talked about. I mean, we talked about a little of everything. Um, but yeah, that first live was definitely lit. Patricia, you said you work from home, and that live the other night made me late for work. Patricia, no, don't blame my life. Oh no, I'm sorry. I don't ever want to make anybody late for work. Lord Jesus. He is funny. He is about the same age as my daughter. Oh, Slime, yeah. Because it's so funny how I guessed his age. Because I don't remember what we were talking. Oh, I was talking about how it's like, how do you not know when somebody is, a certain age? Once you reach a certain age in life, you can pretty much gauge people's ages. And I was like, yeah, Slime. I was like with you, you're probably what, 24, 25? I was like, how old are you? And he said he's 24. I'm like, I can gauge your age and I don't even see you. We're just chatting online and I can tell how old you are. So you ain't going to tell me that Marcus didn't know that girl was under 18. Like I said, once you're of a certain maturity, because you've been there already before. So you pretty much know by certain comments people make, or, you can kind of tell. So Yes, be positively. Yeah. I love it when we just start talking this, we are able just to kind of talk and about whatever. Like I say, we start out with the ASI stuff, but after a while, it's like, what else do we have to say? It's like, okay. Right. You said you laughed so hard you barely remember now. That's terrible. Yeah. Well, I think we started laughing a lot about that lead attorney thing because we were like, his ass definitely going to jail, going to prison now. Because somebody said that he had hired the lead attorney. I think that's when really things went left. Love of for Earl, when will I have a join button? So thank you for asking me that. I will soon. I actually went today to look into that, and huh, you know what? Probably by my next live, I will, because it's something I have to do where it'll activate it, and I didn't have time to do it today. So the next time, and I think actually the reason I kind of held off on it was because before I do that, um, because that kind of goes into the category of, you have special member, like, videos that only members can see, things like that. So I want to make sure that basically I have that stuff already in mind of what I would make it for people that would join before I actually do it. So yeah, so I actually just got to the point, and thank you for bringing that up. So I am monetized now, FYI, everybody. I didn't even announce that, but I am. So that's why I can do like members only stuff, and I can do, I think, super chats now and like all of that type of stuff. It's like I unlocked that first tier of monetization. So the only step I have to reach now is the 1,000 subscribers, and then that's when I can really, I really will unlock, like, really, be able to get really actually paid. Once I do that. But already though, I am technically monetized, because you to do that you just have to have your 4,000 watch hours, which I've way surpassed that, and I don't know how. I'm just like, what the heck? Like, literally, I think I'm just coming up on 3 weeks, and yeah, I got like way over that 4,000 watch hours, and yeah, so I can now do members only, where you guys can join, like, subscribe. Not subscribe, but join my channel, like, as a members, like, kind of members only type stuff, and you can send super chats. You can do all of that stuff now. But I know there's a few other things I got to do on my back end before I can do like the members thing, which I did go in there and see it today. But like I said, I did just kind of hold off for now because, of course, I don't want to put it out there and be like, oh, if you join, become a member for whatever the monthly fee would be. I don't want to do that and then not really offer you anything different. So I want to be sure I really am able to offer something different if once I do that. But yeah, but I am monetized now, y'all, which is really cool. I'm officially a YouTube partner. So, and I just have a little ways to go before I get to 1,000 um, subscribers. I'm almost there. I'm at 862 subscribers now. So, and I mean, for just, like I say, I'm barely just coming up on 3 weeks, and I'm just like, what the heck, in 3 weeks? Like, I'm just like, okay. So yeah, so thank you to everybody. I really, really appreciate it. Because it's because of all of y'all just coming in and listening to me and listening to my videos and commenting, and um I'm just like, oh, y'all are listening to me, like I'm just telling y'all how I feel about the ASI stuff, like, so I really appreciate it. All that to say, I do appreciate each and every one of you, and I try to always respond, of course, every comment, and really just get you guys' feedback. And that's why I say when we come in here and do these lives, I really like it to just be about y'all and really what y'all want to talk about. You know what I'm saying? I really want that to be the difference in what my channel is about. I don't really want it to be about me and what I have to say. I start off with whatever I have to say, but I really want y'all to be able to be able to come here and talk about, have a platform where you can come and talk about whatever you all want to talk about. So yeah. So thank you to everybody that's here tonight, and I really appreciate the support. And just stick with me. I think it's gonna be a fun ride. So let's see, guys. I know I missed some comments. Oh, Rach, I see your comment up here. Let's see. Oh, the vegan oxtails. You were like, what the heck? So yes, so with vegan stuff, you can eat anything. So they have vegan chicken, they have vegan steak. Well, if you've ever heard of like what is it called? Impossible meat or Beyond Meat. Those are vegan meat substitutes, and they look just like real meat, but of course it's not. But they make it from like I wouldn't even be able to tell you, but it's all vegan ingredients. So there's no actual meat ingredients, but they can make it look just like whatever meat that you would actually eat, and they can even make it taste just like it too. And but it's all about the seasonings mainly, and even if it's not like Impossible Meat or Beyond Meat, so those are like you can buy those in stores, but you can make stuff from scratch on your own um, that can be just like a meat substitute. And even like texture wise, like, at one time with the vegetarian and vegan stuff, it used to be awful because it used to only be like tofu and like, but like now, no, they can make stuff where you honestly would not even know it's not meat almost. It's kind of scary to be honest with you, but so a lot of chicken stuff, for instance, if you do like a vegan chicken sandwich, for instance, there's a restaurant I go to here, they use oyster mushrooms because it can fry up in a way and batter up in a way that's like chicken. And a lot of mushroom is the texture of it is like meat. And so if you batter it up and like you fry it up and you like again the seasonings and all of that, it really mimics chicken. And like, anyways, I'm not gonna get all into the vegan stuff, but Rach asked about that because I bought a vegan oxtails. Um, in another one of our lives because I eat. So FYI, I eat mostly vegan. I'm in California. People out here in California are all on the health stuff, and like that's what it's all about out here. So at some point, maybe about 5 or 6 years ago, I was already eating vegan stuff before then, but I wasn't 100% on that train yet. And but eventually, I started discovering so much good vegan food that I became pretty much strictly vegan within the past 5 to 6 years. But I will still eat meat sometimes. Like I'm not like 100% vegan. Like I'm probably like 98%. And then if I go out, if like say if somebody has a party or somebody invites me over, I will eat meat because I'm not the type of person to be like, oh no, I can't eat that. I can't eat that. Like I'm not like one of those types. So yeah, but you'd be surprised, Rach. You definitely can do it. But since I don't cook personally, it's hard for me to say like what exactly all the ingredients are, even though I've read it a lot of times. But there's ingredients you can mix together and make that will make things very similar to the texture of meat. Um, yeah, you'd be surprised at how far they've come with all of that stuff. Um, so let's see. Age brackets and life experience. Okay, yeah, you were talking about when was talking about the age thing. Yeah. Um, let's see, you guys. Let me catch up with the comments. Cassie, you said you wonder what her mom has to say about this decision and if she's still blaming Mark. Uh, I'm just catching up, y'all. So I'm sorry if I don't see some of the comments, but I'm not sure with that one who you're talking about there, Cassie. Slime baby is probably past his bedtime, Cassie. Right. Well, he was up with us the other night, so I don't know. And thank you guys. I see the congratulations now. I'm just now getting catching up. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate all of the congratulations. Am I still on? Let me see. Okay, because all of a sudden I was hearing myself. Okay, yes. Okay, I think that was just because my Bluetooth went off. Thank you for all of the congratulations. I'm just seeing them now. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the congratulations and the wine glasses. Thank you, Cassie. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm a new creator. I just started this channel. Let's see. When did I start? It's literally been. I don't think it's even been a full. It hasn't been a full 3 weeks yet. So I think I'm just coming up on 3 weeks. So yeah. Let's see. Southern charisma. No, well, some of it can be laboratory chemicals with the vegan chicken. So like I say, that's why like Impossible Meat or Beyond Meat is not the best examples because those are like store bought. But you can make certain things at home where it is healthy and you're not using like it's not like processed stuff. Oh, thank you, Pure Integrity. You said I talk like Mr. DJ. Thank you. Southern Charisma takes years for some. Yeah. So when I came into doing this Southern Charisma, that's what my mind frame was. I was like, well, you know what? I'm just going to do it as a hobby. And when it happens, it happens. And like literally, my first video was like, it got like 1,000 something views, like 1.5K or something, I want to say. And I didn't even have any followers. I had like probably by my first or second day, I had maybe like 200 followers because, of course, Troy introduced my channel. But then my first video had like 1.5K views, and I was just like, "What? Wait, what? How did I get that many views on my first video?" And then it was like a video shortly after that that had like 2,000 something views, and then another one had like 4,000 views. I was just like, what? Like, why are people listening to me? Like, I wasn't expecting. I was thinking it was going to like take a while for me to work up to that, you know. And but I think I really tapped into something with the Atlanta Street Interviews stuff because there's definitely an interest in it, and and I just said, wow, I really honestly couldn't believe it. So yeah, so I appreciate. I'm just grateful for the love. Golden Gemini Portobello burgers, exactly. That's what's a lot of the burgers and stuff you can make from mushrooms or eggplant or it's all type of things that you really will be surprised. A lot of people aren't open to the vegan thing because they just think like, well, how do you not eat meat? And it's funny, I never thought I wouldn't. And like I say, I will sometimes cheat. Like I'm not one of those that will never cheat, but honestly, most of the time I do eat mostly vegan, and you really don't miss it. Like it's just one of those things where it's like anything I guess in life. It's like it's just kind of I just I don't miss it like that. So yeah. Yeah, right. See, so you're a big mushroom fan. See, I always like mushrooms too, Rage. And the thing about Rage. The thing about mushrooms are they're meaty. They're very and they're filling. So if you cook them up a certain way, like I say, with the and the certain spices and the seasonings and all of that, you'd be surprised. Like I say, this one place I go to, they have a like it's a chicken sandwich, but it's a I think it's oyster mushroom. And I mean, when I tell you the way they fried, I mean, even when you look at it, you would think it's chicken initially, but then of course when you bite into it, you can kind of tell, But it tastes, it's just so good. So yeah, it's really good. So love of Earl soy at Trader Joe's. Yeah, I love Trader Joe's. That's my store. I love going to Trader Joe's. Cassie, remember when we were just chopping it up in the chest? Now he a boss and left down in the chest. Now I'm joking. Kudos. Yes, Cassie, thank you. Okay, so look, let me say this. So yeah, so I'm not really in Troy's chat anymore. But so let me say this because supposedly I've heard that some people are like, oh, he doesn't even come to Troy's chat anymore, blah 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 blah. So first of all, just to like address this, I watch Troy. I still come to his lives, but no, I do not drop in the chat anymore at all, really. But let me explain why. First of all, me and Troy are cool. That's my boy. Like he's really like a big brother to me. And so it's always nothing but love. But the reason why I don't drop in this chat anymore is because I have my own channel now. And if I drop in his chat, I will be giving away what I'm going to say in my videos. So, before I didn't have a channel. So whatever I had to say, I could express it in Troy's chat. But now that I have my own channel, yeah, I'm not going to drop down in this chat and say anything because then again, like I say, I'm going to be giving away like what I'm saying in my videos. So it's really just not any point. And then I'm not trying to, be one of those people that are like trying to drop in the chat because I want people to follow me. You know what I'm saying? Based on me being in his comments all the time. I don't want to come across like because some people do that. Some content creators will do that. They'll drop in the chat because they want you to then check out their channel, or they even call in and they do that. So that's why I try to be low key in that way because I want my growth to be organic and I don't want to be riding on the coattail of Troy, like, oh, let me drop in this chat so people can see me and then follow my page. And I'm, of course, Troy shots me out still and he'll send, do the live redirects and which I love and I appreciate and everything like that. But like I said, the only reason I try not to drop in the chat like that anymore is because, like I say, if I do that, then like I say, then I'm not gonna have anything to say in my videos anymore. So, anyways, I just wanted to say that. Southern Christmas, how do you get your protein? Lack of protein will affect you seriously. This is from years and years of experience. Yeah, no, I still get well, you still can get protein from beans and there's a lot of sources of protein. People think it's just meat, but even as in you do now you're right though. You do have to be careful with the vegan diet and make sure you're getting protein. But it's tons of things that are not meat that have just as much protein as meat. I mean, of course, beans, legumes, lentil, things like that, lentils, even a lot of green leafy vegetables, things like that. So yeah, there's tons of ways to still get the same amount of protein even in a vegan diet. So, but you do have to be more aware and vigilant about making sure you're getting the proper like amounts. That's definitely true. Cassie, you said you're about to venture into pescatarian diet. I love lion's mane mushrooms. It's good for the brain. And after health scare in December 2020, I have been eating different. Yeah, yeah. Everybody is different, So I'm not like I said, I'm not one of those people that are like, you need to eat this way or you need to be this. You have to do your own research and definitely do what works for your body, you know. Thank you, Golden Gemini. I appreciate that. Yeah, I try to keep the energy good, and I'm glad that you think the energy and the vibe is pleasant. What's up, user UZ? What's going on? Welcome. Haven't seen you in here tonight. Many people mix vegan and vegetarian. Majority are not vegan. Exactly. No, that's true because vegan is no dairy or no meat. Vegetarians can do dairy, so they can still do like cheese or milk or like vegans don't do anything. Really, it needs to be just be said for vegans. It needs to just be plant based. Should be the term because you don't do any meat products and no dairy. Whereas vegetarians still do dairy. Um, so yeah, pure integrity. My mother later told me that my this particular I always have cooked like a chef even before she became vegan. Maybe if my mother or anyone else had informed me the food was vegan, I might not have eaten it. Right. Yeah, that's the thing. Like most people are always just so against it. And then if they actually try it, or like you just don't even tell them, you give them certain things, they're usually always pleasantly surprised. Like what? Like because now it's become more mainstream now the whole vegan thing. Because I mean, I think we talked about this in the previous live. Like they're even soul food vegan restaurants now. Where where soul food used to be like, of course, it's all about the meats. The fried chicken, the pork chops, the ribs, but now there are vegan soul food restaurants, and they have, and as crazy as it sounds, they have. I mean, of course, it's not fried chicken, but they have all of the same things on the menu, but it's just all vegan. It's not meat. So yeah. Hey, what's up, Crocodile Tears? What's going on? Good to see you back. You said mushrooms are your favorite. They also got great health benefits, including vitamin B, which a lot of vegans are low on. Yes, that's what I was saying. Like so far as protein and stuff like that, you just have to know the right things because there are plenty of like vegetables and even beans and different legumes, things like that, that you can get your protein from. You just have to make sure you're getting the right amount. Um, you know, but it's kind of a misnomer that meat is the only way you can get your protein. Um, because it's plenty of other things you can get your protein from. Patricia, are you ever going to get in front of the camera in your videos? People want to know. Southern Charisma, I see you. You so silly. I see your comment. Alan done got too bougie to drop a choice chat now. No. Anyways, okay. From now on, I'm going to just say hello at least. How about that? I will say hello. But then sometimes I really don't be in, like, it'll be like he goes live and then I come in late. You know what I'm saying? So it's different when you start actually doing content because it's like, sometimes I'll be in the middle of making a video or, whatever, whatever. So, but, am I ever going to get in front of the camera? Probably not, Patricia, unfortunately. I hope my voice is enough, though. Yeah, I've kept I thought about it before I started my channel, and I'm doing it this way um because of the work I do. It works for me better for me not to be on camera, unfortunately, as much as I would love to be on camera. But so unfortunately, yeah, it's just going to be mostly. I mean, anything is possible. Anything could change down the line. But for now, I have to do it. I have to do it this way for now. Love for you've learned to make vegan greens. My family don't miss the meat. Exactly. Yeah. Once you learn how to make, yeah, like things without, you'd be surprised. Like I say, it's really all about the seasonings. People think it's the meat they need, and to be honest with you, more times than not, it's the taste that you get from the meat that it's what you like. So once you get the seasonings and you know how to season things up a certain way, you really don't miss the meat anymore because that's really what it's usually actually about. So, mm. Yes, Rach, I've been to Irwin in Santa Monica. They have more than the one. There's one. Well, they're all over, but I've actually been to the one in Santa Monica as well. The Irwin. It's too expensive. I don't go there that often at all because they are actually ridiculously expensive. Right, the deli is expensive, but it's good. Yeah, like when I want to like, you know, act like I got it like that, I will go there. But more times than not, I'm like, they're just way too expensive. I definitely will go to Whole Foods before I go to Irwin. Because I mean, I remember I went to Irwin one day and I forget what it was I saw, but it was so ridiculously priced. I was like, you know what? This is just crazy. I feel like, what was it? Was it water? Oh, I know. I think it was like ice or something. It was something crazy, but it was like such a ridiculous price. I was like, this is just wrong. Son of Chris, we said, be careful. I want you to be healthy. Get that protein. You will start looking at act. Nah, I will never start looking at acting like Polo. Now, I'm naturally slim, But I am not as well. I'm not as slim as Polo at all. No, I mean I'm slim, but not. Polo's a different type of slim, you know. So yeah, yeah. I won't start looking at acting like that. Mm-mm. Crocodile. You said mushrooms help soak up dangerous toxins in your body. Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of health. Mushrooms are very good for you. Um, Thank you, Golden Gemini. Yes, everybody. Thanks for joining. Hit that like button, please. Crocodile, you said, well, it supports detox. Did I ever try to slutty vegan in Atlanta? I did. I have tried slutty vegan in Atlanta. Because I still visit Atlanta time to time, and I've definitely eaten at slutty vegan. I like it. A lot of people don't like it. Well, a lot of people that are true vegans don't like it. Slutty vegan is a good starting point for people that have never had vegan food. Because again, it's burgers and fries, but it's all vegan. And it's good. I mean, you would not know it's not real burgers. Now that is definitely more on the not healthy side of vegan eating. So it's like it's definitely like it's still fast food. You know what I'm saying? So even though it's not any meat, not meat, it's vegan. It's still it's still not something you would want to eat every day. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I've had slutty vegan, and I mean, Pinky, she really started. She used to be just those food trucks, right? And then she expanded. She has what I know a few locations in Atlanta. She's in New York now. She had a location here in LA briefly, but I think LA is so overrun with the vegan restaurants that they ran her out of it here. They were like, okay, no, we're not. She wasn't here that long. I forget where else she has a location. And then of course now she's on Real Housewives of Atlanta. So hey, what's up, Monaco? What's up? I remember you. How are you? Thank you for joining. It's good to see you. Okay, Rach. Yeah, I drink. Yeah, mushrooms have a lot of great health benefits. I also drink a mushroom. I have this mushroom tea that I get as well. Mushroom tea and actually mushroom coffee. So yeah, mushrooms have like a lot of great health benefits. Thank you, Cassie. Oh, I appreciate that. I appreciate you coming over. I appreciate all you guys. I really do. Yes, chaga. Yup. Because I think um, I know one of the coffees I have has that chaga mushroom in it. Right, crocodile tears. I saw see your comment about meat that we eat isn't even meat. They eat amino acids, which turn into proteins. Okay. Dark Knight, you said let's talk about zodiacs. You're a Gemini. We talked about that the other night or a couple of lives ago, and for whatever reason, we had a lot of Geminis in here, and we were talking about. I was just like, wow, like it was so many Geminis in here. So that's funny that you're actually a Gemini. Southern charisma. Oh, you're asking about vegan if it's the way to go. Why are these lifetime pigs so sick and pass away at a young age? I understand you. I don't think it depends. I don't think it's a lot necessarily. I mean, because okay, so I'm gonna mention some vegans, for instance, that that's not the case for. So Lenny Kravitz is a vegan. Cicely Tyson was a vegan. Um, those are the two that popped in my mind, and they live. Well, of course, Cicely Tyson lived to be almost 100, and then Lenny Kravitz is in his 60s, and he looks like he's in his 30s. So there's a lot of vegans that, if you do it the right way, so you definitely have to do, like I said, your research and like look into it, like because different vegans do it, have different vegan diets, right? So you can still be a vegan and eat a lot of processed foods, for instance. Because vegan just means um, no meat products and no dairy. So there's a lot of products that have no meat and no dairy in it, but it's junk food. For instance, Oreos are vegan. Oreo cookies, because it has no meat product in it and it has no dairy. So there's a lot of stuff that we just eat, even if you eat meat that you eat that is technically vegan. So that's why I said really the term doesn't need to be vegan. It really is a difference between being vegan and actually being plant based. So when you eat plant based, you're not really eating the processed stuff, like the junk stuff, and then or even like the impossible meat or the these meat substitutes. When you're more so eating plant based, that's eating stuff from the earth, like in its natural state. So I think that's kind of the difference. And like some vegans, people are like, well, why they were on the vegan diet? Like, why did they? And I mean, you still don't know if that's what it is or not. Because I mean, you can be the healthiest person, do everything right, and still you just don't know. Contract cancer or whatever it might be. But it's really more about what type of diet you really had. Even if you are vegan or plant based, it's like you still can be healthy or unhealthy. You still can be an unhealthy vegan, in other words. So, I mean, you see some people that say they're vegan and they overweight. You like, well, why are you overweight and you a vegan? Like, what you eating? But like I said, Oreo cookies are vegan. So, and there's plenty of other stuff. Like if you look at the ingredients, it's like, oh, it's no meat and no dairy in this. But it's like, so it's really boils down to like what you're eating. Patricia, you said when Marcus finally got in front of the camera, I was shocked at how little he is, right? Yeah, that's so true. Because for so long, we really didn't know what he looked like. We just heard his voice, right? Yeah, I guess it'll be the same with me if I get in front of the camera, right? I'm not little though, so I'm not. Well, I'm not short. So yeah, definitely not short. Rage. Be careful. We saw your leg on the walk of fame. Yes, I know. Now, see, I will give little like you see my feet sometimes. You see my leg. You'll see my shadow. So yeah. That big old head shadow, Southern charisma. First of all, I was wearing a hat, so don't be calling my head big because my head is not big. Southern charisma. Oh my gosh, I cannot. Oh gosh, yeah, that mushroom coffee is good, Rach. Yeah, I see Cassie commenting on it. It's actually really good. I get a brand called what's that brand that I use? Sigmatic, I think it's called Four Sigmatic. I believe it's called. And then I've tried what's that other one called? Rise Coffee. That's a mushroom coffee, but that's a little more expensive. The one I get it from Amazon, and it's really good. Oh wow, Cassie, I see your comment about you said same here. I like to hear others' way of living. Still pretty new at this eating to live and not living to eat. Had a brain. Okay, wow. Brain aneurysm. Wow, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, yeah, it's I think it's like you say, eating to um eating to live, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. You have to like this learn, and then everybody's different. That's what, like I say, I've never done the thing where I know there was a book out at one time it talked about like eating for your blood type. I I never read the book, but I believe that as well. Like everybody's different. I think certain foods work better for different people, or certain types of diets work for different types of people, depending on like what type of blood type you have, or even I think even dating back going into like your ancestry and stuff like that. Like certain cultures eat certain ways that might not work for other cultures. I think it's all type of different factors. So, but I think ultimately your body just kind of tells you, like like what works for you and what doesn't. Dark Knight, yeah, Polo and Feisty, that yeah, that's a different type of slim they got going on. crocodiles are vegan bodybuilders. Exactly, vegan bodybuilders definitely exist. Yeah, that's why I said people have this notion that you don't get protein from vegan diets. It's like, no, if you eat the right. Actually, a guy that I went to high school with, he's a vegan, and he has not a YouTube page, but a Instagram page, and he talks about all the like basically how you can eat as a vegan and still gain muscle, and then he has a vitamin supplement line, and yeah, and I mean he's muscular and you know very healthy, and so yeah, it's just about like I said, knowing what you need to eat. The biggest thing of feisty is her hair. Ah. Golden Gemini, stay off cam if you don't feel comfortable. These people will dox your blood. Type Alan, say incognito. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Like I say, yeah. It's if I was, so I think I told you guys when I first started my channel or had the idea to start a YouTube channel, I wasn't going to do this type of content. I was thinking about doing a different type of content. Um, and so if I would have done that different type of content, I would have been on camera. But since I decided to do this type of content, I was like, I'm not gonna be on camera. Yeah, it's pretty much what Golden Gemini said. It's probably smarter for me not to be, because the way some of these people roll, you know, mm, we just live in an interesting world now. So, and I have too many other things going on, and the type of content I'm doing, it's more about that, about talking about this stuff. So yeah, the streets are saying slutty vegan is nasty, but that's what I said. I said, yeah, a lot of people have said that. Crocodiles, you said you need to try it. The line is always super long. Yeah, it's always super long. Yeah, the slutty vegan, they always have a line. So I remember from when I go, they always are getting business. Yes, Crocodile Chair. She's on Real Housewives of Atlanta. Pinky Cole. Yep, she sure is. Love for Earl. She's bankrupt and closed. Yeah, she closed some of them because she actually went into that on this latest season of Housewives of Atlanta, having to file bankrupt because even I think her home had went into foreclosure. Something with her home happened. I want to say it went into foreclosure. Something. She was going through a lot of different financial stuff because at one point she had sold Slutty Vegan, but then she bought it back, and she's gone through a lot. But I mean, you got to look at the short amount of time she did all that because like literally she blew up quick when she started that business, and then she kind of I think well she kind of explained it. She overextended herself, and because she was starting to all of a sudden open all these locations all around Atlanta, and then she came to New York, which I think she still has the location in New York. And I want to say it was another state she opened in too, but I think that one closed. And then, like I said, she had even come out here to California at one point. 'Cause I think that location was I want to say it was in West Hollywood. Um, so I think she kind of did too much too fast. Be positive. Some content creators attack others' appearance when they're mad. Yeah, but they do a lot. That part is not even for me. I don't a concern, but with doing this particular type of content, more so, I just said I'll be incognito. you know, I mean, because when you really think about it, nobody actually with this type of content. When you really think about it, it's about half and half. I would say half show their faces and half don't. A lot of people actually don't when you go on these other channels. They're just talking. I mean, but you might know what they look like if they randomly have been on camera sometimes, or some of them might have a picture up. But when you really think about it, a lot of these people don't. Of course, Troy does. But a lot of the other people don't actually, or they put an avatar up or something, but you don't really know what they look like. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I just got too many other things. I mean, well, look, once I get to the point where this is paying me enough, then maybe I might think about it. But in the meantime, like, nah. Let's see. Peer checker, you say, hey, y'all, Alan is hiding from Marcus just in case the little square Marcus comes looking for him with his, oh, wow, he had no faith. Oh, yeah. People are just strange. It's like you just have to use wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Just have to use wisdom in the stuff that you do. I mean, even like when this whole CJ thing, he was literally right by, okay, so point in case. So imagine I'm a new YouTube channel. I'm on camera when I first started. Say if I was literally by my second video, this whole thing about CJ being out here happened. He was literally right by where I lived. Literally, like I could have walked out of my where I live and been to him in less than 5 minutes. So again, me being, I'm on YouTube, say if I was on camera, he could very easily, I mean, if he had seen my channel, very easily recognize me. You see what I'm saying? I mean, let's be real here. Marcus has criminals on his channel. So, it's like I was born at night, not last night. I'm not going to put my life at risk for YouTube, but like in doing certain you know what I mean? It's just like certain moves you got to kind of just think like, if I can approach this in a certain way that makes more sense, let's go that route. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I said, there's really just no reason for this type of content. So yeah, right. Crocodile tears. Some of the most powerful animals don't eat meat. Yeah, or the strongest. Let's just say it's a lot of animals that don't even eat meat. You said Patricia. You said the content creators are attacking vibes, Queen Slut. See, now I've never. Does she show herself? I never have known her to show herself. I've gone over there a few times, and I've never seen her. I don't ever see her on camera. Let's see, guys. Um, you said rich people. Oh well, Southern Charisma don't it don't just have to be rich people to eat the right way. You still can be a normal person and still do it the right way. Rach, you said Lenny. Yeah, Lenny's in the 60s. Lenny Kravitz, yeah. Yes, Lenny grows his own food. But yeah, but to go back to my point is you don't have to be rich to do that. Like you could be a regular working class person and even grow your own food or still eat healthy even or do it, the right way. Dark Knight, you said right plant based will have you in the bathroom a lot. Well, it keeps you regular, that's for sure. It definitely does. You definitely don't have those type of issues no more. Let's see. Southern charisma, you are. I don't know. You are too funny. The biggest thing on Feisty is her mouth. I know that's right, pure integrity. Southern Chris will start a second channel. Well, you never know. I might have a second one. Ah. Cassie, you said you started doing your detox kind of thing, sour sop litter, sea moss, yeah. And so now I'm venturing into pescatarian food mode. Yeah, that's good. Southern Charisma is bad. She be cutting up. Oh wow, that's cool, Rage. You said you're with your dad. He fished Bering Sea every summer, hunted and gathered. You miss fresh seafood. Yeah, that's awesome. Oh, okay, Cassie, you asked me which one I get from Amazon. Rise is expensive. Yup. Here, I'm about to see right now. Let me see which one I get because I just thought about I do. I use a mic, but I can actually get up and see. Okay, so the one I use is it's called Four Sigmatic. So like the number four, one is spell it out FOUR, and then Sigmatic SIGMATIC, and they have different ones. Like this one that I'm drinking currently is Gut Health Organic Coffee with Turkey Tail and Chaga Mushrooms, and this is digestion and immune support. They have different ones though that you can get. But yeah, if you type that in on Amazon, you'll see all the different ones pop up. Talking about oh, y'all are crazy. Have a good night, Golden Gemini. Thank you for chiming in as always. It's always good to see you. Have a good night. Mm, the sour sop pure integrity. Integrity. You know what? I've only actually. I'm really not a big sour sop person. I know some people drink that all the time, but I've only had that like I want to say only like once actually. But I know some people drink that stuff on a regular. Southern Charisma, you said the shadow took you out. Hey, what's up, Unload 114? How are you? Yeah, I probably need to I hear about soursop a lot too. Like I said, I don't really consume it that often. I did like once, but it's supposed to have like a lot of health benefits. Yeah, it's pure integrity. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Cassie, what were you saying? You said something about drinking Hennessy. Wait a minute, I missed it. Somehow the comment went away. Where did that comment go, Cassie? I saw it, but then all of a sudden it looked like it disappeared. I wanted to read it. Pure integrity. I used to drink Hennessy in my 20s, so ain't no bitter's gonna run me off. I used to mix it with smoothies, but it didn't work as well, so I had to drink it. Okay, wow. Mm-mm-mm. CJ is a wild boy. He went from crying to laughing to angry within seconds. Crocodile said that. Crocodile said, yeah, exactly. Crazy as hell. So it's like when I saw him up here on Hollywood Boulevard doing his little performance, and people were like, "Oh, you need to go interview him." I'm like, Anyways, I did like a video joking that I was gonna go interview him, and but who knows? I mean, I actually, actually, if I probably would have ran into him, who knows? I maybe would have talked to him, but it wouldn't have been the goal to actually go seek him out to do it. So you knew Marcus was short, Rage. Yeah, I don't know if I ever really. I don't know. I just used to hear his voice, and I would be like, I did know that some of his questions were weird. I'm like, who is this guy that's interviewing these people? Because I'm like, I knew he was kind of odd. So Cassie, you gonna go back and watch now? Yeah, my shadow is in some of the videos sometimes. Southern Chris was talking about some of my big head. My head, and like I said, most of the time I'm wearing a hat. So because I actually saw my shadow on one of them, and I was like, the hat can make it appear. I'm like, I guess when you see in the shadow, you might not know it's a hat on my head, but I'm like, it could probably make my head look like it's maybe bigger than what it actually is. So I am wearing a hat, and yeah, pretty much every video that I've recorded, I'm wearing a hat. So I don't have a big head. Like I always got like Southern Charisma always got to say something to make me cut up. Rach, I've never done that. You said yourself. Yeah, I've heard of that, but I'm like, I'm not trying to do all that. Love for Earl, you get farm fresh vegetables being in the South from your core. That's awesome. Yeah. Thank you, Cassie. I'm glad you enjoy it. Yeah, the video, it's not about these, like I said, when I decided to do this content, I was just like, well, this is exactly, I don't feel like it's about me. So it's like, I'm talking about what I'm talking about. And then like I say, I was like, the idea came to me to take y'all on my walks with me. And then I was like, I can show y'all the scenery here. And, so yeah. Love for Earl, you brought that brand of coffee and didn't like it. Are you talking about the one I said or Rise or which one? Southern Charisma, how many days I walk? Pretty much every day for the most part. Yeah, pretty much every day. I try to yeah, pretty much every day. Cause the weather here in Southern Cali is so consistent. Even in the wintertime it's, still warm. So yeah, I try to every day. Some days depending if I gotta have something where I can't get out early to do it. Some days I might miss, but for the most part, every day. They said that a camera slip. Not that you saw my face, that's for sure. Maybe just a leg or something. I'm trying to think. And then there is one where it's like a reflection, but you don't see my face. So look, trust me, I'll be looking at the videos like, let me make sure. So, but I mean, even if I did, just, whatever. You know, yeah, CJ, he got too much going on. See, you and CJ might end up being besties, Southern Chris. I doubt it. Southern Charisma, you were joking. Your head isn't big. I figured you were, but I know you always be saying something to try to get at me. Oh gosh, Crocodile Tear, you said Marcus is 5'5". He says he's happy to be in the high fives. Wow. Pure Integrity, you said sour bitters is extremely bitter. It's extremely bitter. I'm one of those individuals that's able to take and digest most things, but sour side bitters taste like you have a whole lot of big bitter pills in your. Oh wow. Mm. Yes, I do put on my sunscreen, Southern Christmas. I definitely do. I be wearing my sunscreen. You're welcome, Cassie. Crocodile, I agree. Yeah, somebody says it's 5'5", they probably 5'3". Up. Yeah, he's likely shorter because I've seen him. I'm like, he that looks shorter than 5'5". When you actually see him and the way he walks, I'm like, I mean, 5'5" is short, but he appears even shorter than that. Oh, Rise, Love for Earl. Yeah, you know what? I didn't like it either, and it's so expensive. That's why I was pissed because the one I get is very affordable. I think Rise was like I can't even remember how much Rise is, but I know it's expensive. And this one that I get for Sigmatic is only like I'm trying to think how much I pay for that. It's not a lot. It might be like 9.99 or don't quote me, but it's not a lot. Whereas that Rise, I want to say it's like $60 or something. It's something ridiculously high. So, and this Four Sigmatic mushroom coffee I drink, it tastes way better to me than that Rise stuff. I think that Rise is just hype because they were really big on advertising on Instagram, and I think it's all hype because that crap tastes. First of all, it don't even taste like nothing to me like that. So I'm like, yeah. Yeah, Love for Earl. They still use the street sweeper in Hollywood. Yeah, because you have to do that alternate street parking. So on certain days they do this street. That thing comes through with the street cleaning. Thankfully, in my building we have a underground parking, so I don't have to deal with having a. But I've lived previously. I lived in an area where my building didn't have parking. I used to have to park on the street, and so a certain day, I think it was Mondays and Tuesdays, you have to make sure you parked on a certain side of the street, or if you weren't by that time in the morning, you had to make sure you move your car so they come through with those, the street cleaning trucks. Cassie, you got to tell me what video because no, I don't mind if you go back and look, but I'm trying to think like, well, which videos did have a slip? Because I'm pretty sure I just know there is one, but it's not really a slip like that because trust me, I took a screenshot and everything. I'm like, okay, let me see if I take a screenshot and then zoom in if you can see. And the camera is right in front of my face. So I was like, okay, perfect. You can't even see. You just see what I had on. Like you can see my you know, but you don't see my face. So I was like, okay, I'm good. Pure integrity. You said you've seen my picture and describe exactly how you look too, but being that you keep your picture from out of the face of social media would not say how. Oh, really? Huh? And you didn't go searching for it? Oh, I'm curious now, like where you saw. Interesting. Well, you must know somebody that knows me. That is interesting. You bought it from social media, love for. Oh, yeah, yeah. I think that's how I found out about it too. Yeah, Rach, those street cleaning tickets. I finally got one at one time because I did good for so many years at this other building I lived at before I got to the building I'm at now that has parking. And then one day they finally got me. It's like somehow I just completely forgot that I had to move my car. Yeah, yeah. So that's the same here at the building I'm at now. We have it's an underground parking and it's assigned spot. So it's a relief. I mean, the only part is, here they charge you for everything in LA, so we have to pay for our parking here. So some people in the building that don't want to pay still park on the street because they don't want to pay that extra fee a month for parking. But it's worth it for me. I mean, you think about it, pay a little extra a month to park versus if you get tickets, those tickets are going to be more than what you pay a month to park. Hmm. Pure integrity, you have me curious now of how you know. You said you know how to describe exactly what I look like. Interesting. Hmm. Interesting. Now you have me wondering. Oh, Cassie. Okay. Now I see what you're saying. You said vibes did. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know. I've definitely heard people describe how she looks, I think. So you said she had, because I was like, hold up, I ain't had no camera slips now. I'm pretty good at making sure. I'm like, Southern Charisma, I had, it's just a red blend wine. That's what I had tonight. Rach, exactly. Okay, no problem, pure integrity. Ah, yeah, I'm definitely curious though. Let me see. Oh, I know how you can tell me. Let me see. I'll put this in the chat. Everybody can have this. I don't mind because I think it's actually somewhere on my YouTube profile, anyways. But I can put my email address if anybody ever needs to email me because, like I say, it must be on my. Because I was thinking, is my Let me see something, y'all. Because yeah, I got emails with from that information I gave you guys earlier, and so I was like, is my email address on my? I must have it on my profile in my description, maybe. Let me see, guys. Anyways, I'll give you guys my email. I don't have a problem with that because actually it should be in my description, anyways. I think, but no, it's not in my description because I'm looking at my description now. But anyway, somehow they got my It's no telling. Here, I'm putting in my Is that the right email address? Yeah, I think it is. Okay, so this is my email address if anybody ever needs to email me. Okay, Rach, I see what you just said. I see exactly what you just said, Rachel. Let me see. But let me see. Yeah, that makes sense, Rach. Let me see. About to do just that first. But like I say, somehow, well, I guess it's not hard to figure out because they maybe Googled me to see what my email address was. Maybe because, like I said, I got emails about that situation I touched on with Feisty and Nick. Let me see something. Um, Let me do that. Uh, let's see. Let's see. Okay, let me see. I'm gonna give you guys. Let me see at gmail.com. Let me see if it's safe enough to get to see images. Okay, so I'm gonna give you guys this email address, and this should be good to go. All right, I just put that there. All right, there we go. If anybody needs to give me any inside information, or if you, pure integrity, can tell me where the heck you've seen me or how you know what I look like, that's the email address. Oh gosh. Rach was trying to get leg cam. Now she's talking spicy. Rice was 59 when you got it, Cassie. Yeah, I knew it was expensive. And then when I got that crap, I'm like, this crap is not even good. It's on sale for 27 now. Yes, chocolate. We were talking. I was telling y'all it was chocolate. Well, now when I think about it, if you watch my videos, I do so every now and again there is a glance of my leg, and you can see I'm chocolate. So, because of course it's been hot, so I have shorts on. So, oh, rage. uh, you're right. You're right. You're right, Rage. Rage, you are too funny. Oh gosh. Yeah, yeah, Cassie. I see you were talking about somebody else because I was like, I had no camera slip. I did not have a camera slip. Cassie, Rage, I know, girl, but we can still look. I cannot. Yeah, no, that email is safe. Southern Charisma. I googled it, and it's nothing that's connected. Yeah, that one's safe. The one that I put in there. Yeah, no, now I know people know how to find stuff out. I mean, so it's only usually about so much you can do. There's always a way. So Cassie and Rach got that Marcus spirit. Oh God, I know, right? Oh my goodness. Cassie, you said, yeah, you got a ticket because you didn't remember to move your car from the other. Yeah, I hate that. Pure integrity, you said you couldn't see the whole body, but enough to figure out you're not short and you're a chocolate complexion and more slim build, not skinny though, but seem proportionate build and nice smile. Now wait a minute. Now where did you? I need to know now. Send me an email because I might need to go back and edit some videos. Because now you said nice smile. Now that's a lot of identifying information. But thank you. But yeah, because that's all sounds accurate. But I want to know you saw a smile is a lot. Oh wow, pure integrity. Are you a private investigator? Oh gosh, interesting. Yeah, I'm curious. Pure integrity down because I'm like, hmm, those women done had too many cups of wine Southern Christmas. Oh gosh. Hilarious. Mm-mm-mm. Wow. Oh, pure integrity. You say I was definitely showing teeth for the camera, but not too much cheesing up either. Just showing off. Interesting. Yeah, pure integrity. You need to let me know so I could perhaps be more. I don't. Well, I don't. Yeah, I'm curious as to where which video. I'm just trying to think, or if it's from a video or something else. No, I'm here. I don't know what happened actually. I knew it paused for a second or something, but I'm here. Wait, what are you talking about? Your ex-husband looks like Idris Elba. Oh wow, chocolate and all. Then Eldris got popular. Them hoes beat them all. My daughter and I see Eldris. We are like, oh God, turn him off. That leprechaun spirit spreading. Oh gosh, poor Marcus. That is too funny, y'all. Y'all are a mess. Wow. Let's see here, guys. What else? We got anything else to talk about? Let me see something because I did get an email, but I don't think I was just trying to make sure this wasn't anything that maybe I need to. Okay. Oh, okay. Got you, pure integrity. Yeah. Okay. That's true. Yeah, I'm just wondering because I'm like, I don't know. I just want to make sure it's nothing that is too was too much. Yeah, y'all are good without wine. I can see that. Y'all don't need any wine. Thank you for integrity. Yeah, no, I was just curious. I was just like, did I mistakenly? But yeah, no, I get it. It's all good. I mean, either way, I just trying to keep a certain persona on here. So I'm just kind of curious when you said that. I'm like, wait a minute, where's my picture at? Where'd you see it? On the Mink Mink crew. Southern Crew is my I no, they're gone. Um they're gone. The Mink Mink crew is I mean, let me think who's in that crew. They're all gone. So Maya and K3, who knows? I think they had some type of, falling out with Marcus, and then of course, Feisty and Tragedy, of course they were quote unquote fired, and Feisty in Texas now, and who else was in that crew? Chosen, we know what's going on with him. He done started his own YouTube and has that new girlfriend. And then that one that was like underage, I want to say, didn't they say he went to jail? So that's over, and that's why Marcus came up with that new crew that got him in the mess he's in now. Because he got desperate once that Mink Mink crew got dismantled. So he lost all that money after that. So according to him. So yeah, I think at this point that's the end for that. Let's see. Do you think LE tapped their shoulders? Poland Department, what is going on? What do you mean, Rach? I'm trying to think what you said. Do you think LE tapped their shoulders? Oh, I see what you mean. I don't know, Rach. I don't know. That's a good question. I'm not sure. I don't. It's all. It is funny how all of that kind of dismantled rather quickly, right? So it's possible. It's definitely possible, and that they've already talked to law enforcement, right? It's quite possible. Polo in his apartment. What's going on? Who knows? So in the latest video, he tried to allude to something about that again, but he's always saying that he's about to move in, but that's been for months now. So yeah, yeah. J3 disappeared, right? Unload 114, he disappeared, but I think they said he went to jail. Yeah. Oh, okay. Pure integrity. I see. Interesting. I'll have to look into that so I can make sure if it is doing that, then I gotta kind of see. But it's all good though. If it is, I guess. I don't know. I definitely will look into it though. Yeah, my and K3 were boring. And yeah, I knew about them being called scammers. Yeah, J3 was underage. He was another one where we were like, who is this little boy? Like, what is going on? I remember when when they were in a barber shop and they were doing something where they were lifting weights, like it was like Marcus and Ant did it, and then the other guy Don. And then they went, got around to J3, and they was like, all right, basically gave him his chance. He couldn't even lift the weights up. Like, and they were like light weights, like these little 10-pound weights. That's when I knew. I'm like, this is a little boy. He can't even lift up 10-pound weights. Like, what the heck? So, yeah. Mhm. Pure Integrity, you say, yeah, it's very odd how that Mink Mink crew seemed to have scattered all around. Yeah, they all at the same time, they kind of just went their separate ways. Cassie, you going to bed? Oh, thank you. Thank you for joining us. And yes, it was another great live. Yes, we will definitely see you on the next one. And which I will be going live on Tuesday. Will be our next live, y'all. On Tuesday at the I don't know if it would be tonight. We went at 6:30 my time Pacific, so that was a little an hour earlier than I normally go live. So the normal time will be 7:30. But I guess it'll depend. I always, of course, post like I did. I'll let you guys know. Um, but I think typically it'll be 7:30. Unload. You said Marcus think he's tough because he's on TRT testosterone. Wow. Some of those apartment programs you have to have qualifiers. ATL housing that are screened for criminal records and past drug-related evictions, and sometimes an affidavit. Yeah, yeah, I think it's that, and then that Polo just doesn't keep up with a phone. So he's not able to follow through when they call. Because when you're dealing with stuff like that, you got to be, when they call, you got to be ready to call them back. You got to be ready to give them whatever they need, and so I think a lot of it is about him dropping the ball with a lot of that stuff. Yeah. Wow. Well, guys, anything else? I don't want to hold you guys too long tonight because I know we go a long, long time. And like I said, we're gonna go live again on Tuesday. So we'll wrap it up in just a few moments here. Pure Integrity, you said at first J3 was telling them no that he wasn't lifting them weights until they kept pressing him. They all laughed because he got the weights up, but someone had to grab them because they were exactly. That's what I knew. I'm like, this little boy. This is a little boy. Yep, he was all over that rental office with mucus. Seems like mucus had to do it. Yeah, Polo don't know what he's doing. It's like, how long has it been since he was supposed to be in an apartment? I mean, they even went and looked at certain places, and you know, so it's all crazy. Yep. Okay, guys, I think we're gonna wrap it up for tonight. And we had another great live. I enjoyed chopping it up with you guys for our, what was this? Was this our third or fourth live? I think this is our fourth live already. So I definitely enjoyed chopping it up with you guys. And we will be coming back on Tuesday. Tuesdays will be our official night. Definitely, we will always look forward to Tuesday nights, and then as needed on other nights. But Tuesday will be our official nights for sure. I know that's the night I'm going to be able to commit to. So let's look forward to every Tuesday night. And yeah, I enjoy chopping it up with you guys as always. And yeah, and like I say, look forward to Tuesday night. It'll be 7:30 Pacific time. So that's 10:30 Eastern time, 9:30 Central time, 8:30 Mountain time. Um, yeah, and I agree with you. Be positively. Polo likes that street life. I was going to say that he likes being on the street. So yes, and thank you for the congratulations on my monetization, Rage, and everybody else. Good night, Crocodile Tears. Thank you, Rage. Thank you, Pure Integrity. You said one more thing, and it's definitely alcoholic. He's intoxicated whether day or night. He really is. I noticed that in that most recent video. He's always drunk. So yeah, that's crazy. But yes, thank you guys. Thank you, Pure Integrity. Always appreciate your support. Rach, always appreciate your support. Diamond, always appreciate your support. Thank you for that. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Crocodile Tears, thanks. Unload 114. Thank you so much. Appreciate your support. Be positively. Cassie, I think she already logged off, but I'm always appreciative of you. Southern Charisma, always appreciative of you. And everybody, anybody, if I missed you, just charge it to my head and not my heart. And we will definitely do this again on Tuesday, okay? I'm sure it's going to be plenty more to talk about. by then. But everybody have a great night. And yeah, if you guys need to be in contact with me before then, I think I pinned my I pinned my email address in the chat there. So that's where you can contact me if you need to contact me before Tuesday. All right, everybody, have a good night. Take care.
Yeah. Welcome to the place where the truth comes first. Breaking down the headlines, separating facts from the worst. No fear, no bias, no agenda to hide. Just real conversations from the other side. Hollywood lights, street stories, what's really going on? We ask the tough questions long after the hype is gone. Different perspectives, every voice is a shot. Because real discussion is something this world forgot. If you've got an opinion, don't keep it inside. Pull up to the conversation, let your voice collide. And more based on talk, real opinions, let's talk about it. Where your opinion matters, everybody's invited. No scripts, no filters, just keeping it real. If you're looking for the truth, this is how it feels. Yeah, let's talk about it. Yeah, let's talk about it. From YouTube drama to the biggest headlines, we're connecting the dots, one story at a time. Respect the debate even when we disagree, cause honest conversation is what keeps us free. The comments are open, the panel's alive. Everybody's got a chance to jump in and vibe. So subscribe, join in, and don't just watch it pass, because the next great conversation starts with the chat. About it. Where your opinion matters, everybody's invited. Like, subscribe, share the conversation too. The next big discussion might just start with you. Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Where your opinion matters, everybody's invited. No scripts, no filters, just keeping it real. If you're looking for the truth, this is how it feels. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.